Back at International Pool Tour's Ultimate 8-Ball, it's all happening live. You're experiencing every break, every stroke, every heartbreaking hanger. John Denny here along with Mike the Mouth Siegel, voted the world's greatest living pool player and also, in our opinion, the world's greatest living color commentator.
Thank you.
Mike, you're coming off your straight pool win against John Schmidt, which we just watched online. Terrific victory.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
But we're now switching gears and games to 8-Ball and a marquee matchup of the UK's Karl Boys and Brooklyn's own Tony Robles, although I think he now lives in Queens. How does playing 8-Ball, Mike, on this slow cloth differ from straight pool, which you just played?
Well, the 8-Ball actually is very similar to straight pool because you have to run the patterns, just like in straight pool. What happens is you have to make all the solids or all the stripes and then the 8. Without the straight pool knowledge, it makes it much, much more difficult to not see what we call the patterns. So the games are similar, and both players have a lot of knowledge. So we're going to see what happens.
You'd rather be eating pizza and drinking champagne right now instead of doing this.
Of course. Well, I don't mind doing this. Now I can watch them struggle.
That's right. All right, let's learn a bit more about the contestants in tonight's showdown 8-Ball match. Here's the scoop on the UK's Karl Boys. Coming from the mean streets of Blackpool, England, IPT qualifier Karl Boys is quickly making a lasting impression on the professional pool scene worldwide. He started playing pool at age 14, and now after conquering the UK, he set his sights on taking on and taking down the world's top pool players. Tonight, he faces his toughest challenge yet in Tony, the silent assassin Robles from New York. Boys will almost certainly need the form that enabled him to once go 18 months without losing a match. Will Boys silence the assassin tonight? Stay tuned. It's the IPT Ultimate 8-Ball Challenge, and it's coming up next, live and online only on internationalpooltour.com. Blackpool's Karl Boys flying over here from the UK.
Yeah.
What do you know about Karl?
Well, I've seen Karl play in some of the IPT events. He's a young player. I mean, let's be realistic. All the snooker players that come from over there, this table looks so small to them. To us, the pockets look very small, which they are. But to them, they look very big because the snooker pocket is almost half that size. So, you know, the snooker players make any shot from anywhere. So they are extremely dangerous, and most of them are great players.
And, of course, Karl, a member of the IPT Tour.
Yes.
So
yes.
Clearly well qualified.
Yes, I watched him play games, and he was very impressive. Like I said, so I feel sometimes he doesn't really run the patterns correct, but he doesn't miss. So, I mean, how are you going to beat that?
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
Yes.
He's playing someone he didn't expect to play tonight on the IPT Ultimate 8-Ball match. He was expecting to play Alex the Lion Pagulayan.
Yes, which is a very tough player. Yes.
A very tough player. He's from the Philippines, so that almost goes without saying.
Yes.
But he was apparently detained or couldn't get into the country because he lost his passport, or so the story goes.
Yes.
And instead, he's now playing Tony Robles, Brooklyn's finest, and also a veteran competitor and one of the toughest players on tour.
Yeah, now Tony's been around for a long time. I actually competed with him years ago, but again, he comes from New York. He knows everything about straight pool. 8-Ball to him is just, you know, he understands the game 100%. And actually, I make this a pick game. I think Tony has more knowledge. The other player has the shot-making ability. So, you know, I think we are going to see a great match tonight.
Blackpool, UK versus Brooklyn, New York. Yes. Doesn't get any better than that.
Doesn't get any better than
that. Two great cities. Let's learn a little more about Tony Robles, the competitor in tonight's match versus Karl Boys. The silent assassin, Tony Robles, is a former Moscone Cup team champion and a BCA Open 9-Ball champion. He once ran 267 balls in a major straight pool championship, ran 148 balls against Johnny Archer at the U.S. Open, and is a top 10 ranked player by both Pool and Billiards Magazine and Billiards Digest. Born in Brooklyn, he's also a 7-time New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania Tri-State Player of the Year. A pool professional since the age of 21, Tony Robles, now 42, is at the top of his game and ready to take on the UK's young gun, Karl Boys. It's IPT Ultimate 8-Ball. Ultimate 8-Ball indeed. We've gone from Ultimate Straight Pool to Ultimate 8 ball.
Yeah.
You've been a betting man in your day.
Yes.
Did you put a little money on Siegel in the last one?
I should have.
That's right. What, you as a betting man, who do you see winning Boys versus Robles?
I think this match, I believe it's going to be like one of these 15, 12, 13, 14 type deals. I don't think anyone's going to run away with the match. They both break well. They both play the game very well. They both get out when they get shots. So I feel that this is going to be a very interesting, tight match where anyone could win.
Mike the Mouth Siegel is going to take you there. And in a moment, the lag between Karl Boys and Tony Robles. IPT Ultimate 8 Ball coming at you live. They're Hall of Famers. They're hustlers. They're the world's greatest pool players. And now you could watch them live online in International Pool Tour's Ultimate 8 Ball. You won't see it on TV. You could only see it online live. Take your cue. It's the most pressurized pool competition ever, and now you can watch every break, every stroke, and all the action live. Real pool, real rules, real money. It's the ultimate in pool action. 2 great matches, 4 star players, winners take all. It's all riding on the table tonight.
Let me get in
Here we are, 8 ball at its best. Boys in black, Robles in red. That was a sportsman-like handshake, Mike.
Yeah, now the lag in this could be very interesting. Wow, it's a good lag.
It's a close lag.
Of course, a lot of this depends on how they break. That's something we really didn't talk about. I mean, if the table breaks easy, per se, which I feel it will, that may give the advantage to, well, actually either player. You know, if the table breaks tough, where the balls are not going on the break and they're struggling and everything's tied up, then it's going to be one of these nightmare long matches. But I feel the table's going to break easy. The lighting has made the cloth and the rubber very soft and kind of what we call mushy. So the balls, I think, are going to open up tremendously on the break, and we may see a really, you know, some good running wrecks.
Well, you just sunk 125 balls on that very same table.
Yeah.
So you know how it's playing, to say the least.
The table is playing, it's, you know, like I said, the lighting normally just makes the table slide, but it's really playing easy, pocket-wise. You know, the balls are going in. Let's see what happens here.
Boys' first break.
Wow, what did I tell you? He didn't make one, but look, everything is open. Well, you got 2 balls kind of stuck together. Yeah, we have a little problem.
That's a big break to come away with nothing.
Yeah, this is going to be a little problem, this rack, because I see there's some areas. You got something right in this area, right in here. So he's looking at that. Yeah, this, you know, it's nice when you start off, like, look, both of us missed the ball the opening game. That's normal. It's nice to start out when everything's easy and just kind of get your rhythm. You know, it's very tough to just jump up and play good pool, especially coming with a tough shot.
That's a baptism by fire right here.
Well, he's going to play a 3-ball combination, which I believe is the right shot. He missed it, though. Now, he made a ball, but that doesn't count, because in this game, it's the same as straight pool. You have to call your shots.
Still open, yes?
Karl Boys started playing pool as a 14-year-old, playing up in Manchester in the north of England, and has held 4 local individual titles all at the same time. But of course, his greatest gift, or I should say his greatest accomplishment to date, is really getting his IPT tour card and playing against the best in the world and doing well.
I watched him play a couple matches. He was very, now see what he did. That was a great shot, even though he winds up with something tough. He shot the combination for the stripe ball, which on the opening shot, if no one has picked a stripe or a solid, you can hit a solid into a stripe, which is legal. Plus, he broke out the 9 and 2. So it was a 2-way shot, but right now he really has kind of nothing. The only shot, I think, the stripe he can even hit, I believe, is the 11, the red stripe ball.
Which is where?
Which is right in this area right here. I believe that's the only ball he can hit. It's kind of tough to see because, you know, we're looking at that area. There you go. He's either going to try and cut this in or bank it. Very tough shot. Very tough, even for a snooker player. Yeah, he hit it too full.
Yeah.
So he's got problems. Of course, I don't think Tony Robles, he may have the 5 ball, I believe. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, it's good.
John Denny here, live, and you're watching 8-Ball at its best. I'm here with Mike Siegel, Hall of Famer, who just added another big victory to a mountain of titles and championships. Do want to send our best regards and warmest wishes back to Lynn, Massachusetts, to IPT founder Kevin Trudeau, who normally is in this seat. I filled in for Kevin on this one. Kevin is attending to some family, his ailing father, and we do wish our best for a speedy recovery. And Kevin, I'm sure, is logged on like countless thousands around the world.
He's watching. Yeah, I might get a bonus for winning that match now. But yeah, Kevin's a great guy. Without him, we wouldn't be here.
No. He is one of pool's greatest advocates.
Yeah, he loves the game. I was with him in Boston. We've been traveling together for a couple months, and he's a great guy.
Tony Robles is a great guy. 42. Has played all disciplines of pool.
Yeah, that was a very tough shot. Well, you know what it is? Opening game jitters, let's put it that way. I mean, everybody goes through it. It's just that's the way it is, you know? I mean, look, Tiger Woods in the U.S. Open, the first hole went 7 under par in 4 rounds on number 1. If he had, you know, he double bogey, bogey, double bogey.
And the guys have been sitting around for a while because your match was not a quickie.
No, it took a little bit longer than usual, and
how much does that affect the player to be sitting and waiting?
It's very tough because being first, I got to practice about an hour right before the match. They set it all up and we were ready to go. These guys have not had a chance to hit a ball, so they are very stiff and, you know, they have to get in stroke.
Yeah, they had a lot of time to think.
Yes.
Which sometimes is a dangerous thing.
Well, I mean, like I said, the opening game, you have to get your rhythm. In pool, that's just the way it is. Everybody goes through this. But he has a very runnable rack here. Nothing is really tied up. He's got 1 ball near the 8 ball. That could be a minor problem. But everything is actually open. It just depends on what kind of position he plays. I know, he's going to, okay, I guess he's playing the 9, then the ball in the side pocket. It's hard to tell the patterns of these players because I never know what they're doing. American players, I can usually kind of clock their game and what their pattern is, but the snooker players, they just make shots that I wouldn't even think of shooting most of the time. Now he's going for the side pocket. So actually, I see what he's doing now. Makes a nice shot there. Well, he's got his choice. Actually, the 8 is the only ball that really is in a tough situation right now. Because I don't think the 8, I think you have the 6 and the 4, the 2 solid balls are blocking the pocket for the 8. And it doesn't go in the side pocket, I don't think, by the 2 ball, the blue ball, so he may have some problems.
This is, of course, a race to 15.
You did bring your camping gear tonight, right? Because on you know, for us it's still early, but for you East Coast people, you may have to get the midnight hour thing ready.
Start warming up the cocoa and gather around your computer.
Well, it's funny because on the East Coast, that's where all the people, my friends and everybody watches it, and it gets very late. But we start here at 5 in the afternoon, so that's pretty early, you know.
Nowhere in the world are you getting to see 3-4 hours of live pool as it's happening.
Yes.
Not edited.
Yeah.
Not the highlight reel.
Right.
Not a match that was played 9 months ago.
Right. It's live. And I mean, what you see is what you get.
You watch pool on some sports networks, and if you're a pool fan, you know the score because it happened 7 years ago.
Right. Yeah. Well, and everybody was probably hoping that John beats me so I could break my shaft again, but that didn't happen.
You explained yourself well.
I did explain myself well. Emotions. Hey, you need that to be a good player.
Grady Matthews said you just just put too tight a grip on it.
Yeah.
Barricade.
Okay, well, I guess the 8 goes in the side pocket past the 2. I didn't see that because, like I said, we're looking at a monitor. We're not watching it live. So it does go in the side.
And by the way, we're going to take a look and a listen at the IPT rules of 8-ball
Well, nice run.
in a moment. Karl Boys with draws first blood. And here now are the IPT rules of 8-ball.
Here are the International Pool Tour rules. The game is 8-ball. Traditional tough tournament conditions apply. The pockets are 4.5 tight inches. The table has a slow nap cloth. You must call ball and pocket, no slop. You must break from the box. No breaking from the side rail allowed. The winner continues the break.
All right, we are.
Here we are.
We're burning the almost midnight oil.
Yes.
And we got a long way to go. Boys winning the first game. How important, Mike, is it to get that first win under your belt, that first game?
Yeah, that gives you a lot of confidence. I mean, you know, you get a little momentum going, like anything else. You know, if you get a little confidence, get some momentum, then it makes the match just so much easier. I always believe that the opening set of events, the opening sequence, as you say, and who gets the early kind of rhythm has a huge advantage in matches like this.
Here's the break.
I mean, look at this break. Way scratched. Wow. Now, Robles has to take advantage of this. Now, he has cue ball in hand. I mean, look, all the balls are wide open. There's nothing touching. They're spread around the table, but Tony Robles has cue ball in hand, which is, you know, to give a player of this nature cue ball, put it anywhere on the table you want. That is a very, very big edge.
You know, Mike, you were talking about rhythm before, and Grady and I, in the first match, your match against John Schmidt, we noticed a discernible kick in your step, a up-tempo rhythm that you got into.
Yes.
That just flowed.
Yes, and then when you start playing, that's what happens, especially in a game like straight pool. Wow, Tony got a little careless there.
What did you see there, Mike?
Well, he should have hit the 8 more solidly instead of grazing it. Now he's in a very tough situation. He played the stripe, the right shot, I thought, but he tried to hit the 8-ball solid to have an easy shot. So let's see what he's doing here. I think he's got to make oh, no, he's got the ball in the side pocket. No, he's okay. He's all right. He's okay. Ooh. This is a almost must run out for him. The balls lay very well. Everything goes. I mean, it's not automatic, but there's nothing tied up. He doesn't have to do anything. He just has to pick them off. So, you know, this is a statement. If he runs out, then he's telling, you know, the other player that, hey, I'm here also.
I arrived, too.
Yes.
At LAX.
I actually had lunch with him. He's a fun kid. I don't really know the age. You know how old he is?
He's 42.
40. No, the other.
Oh, Boys,
yeah.
Boys, I think, is in his mid-20s. I think he's 25.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Good friend of Ronnie O'Sullivan, the snooker champion, and a friend of the IPT member. Ronnie, who just won the World Snooker Championship in Sheffield. Again.
Really?
Again.
Yeah, he ducked me on that straight pool. We were supposed to play 9-ball or 8-ball. He ducked me on that one. We got to set that up. I'll tell you what, those guys, you know, he's from England also, and it's not automatic to beat those guys.
The game of 8-ball was invented around 1900. You were about 20 then, weren't you?
Yeah, I was actually 24 there, yeah. 1900. They gave my age away. I don't like doing that. See, I don't like. Grady gave my age away. I didn't.
I never would tell.
Yes.
Only your hairdresser knows for sure.
That's right.
How's Tony looking here?
He looks good. He may have a position problem after making this ball because his last ball is going to be away from the 8. We'll see what he does here. I don't know how good he gets on the 15. Oh, he's playing the. Oh no, he looks fantastic. I didn't see the 9. He's gonna play the yellow stripe ball. Stop right there. See, the pattern is perfect. 15 goes in the corner. He'll probably go 2 cushions, come out towards the center of the table, and play the 8 in the upper left-hand corner pocket. Is my prediction. Or he may draw this back. I'm not sure. I think he'll go 2 rails. Yeah, 1, 2 rails, right towards the 8. See how perfect he hit that? Look, now he's got the 8 in the corner. See, he knows the patterns,
Yes.
see, and the angles. So he made a very good run here if he makes this.
After this
Wow.
8-ball, we're going to go to Rebecca Grant, our Rebecca Grant, IPT correspondent, and her brief interview with Karl Boys and his prediction for this match.
Thanks, guys. Back here with Karl Boys. So you're probably a betting man yourself, Karl. What's your prediction?
Well, I think I'm going to win. Obviously, I wouldn't be here. Obviously, I wanted to play Alex because he's a, he's a living legend, and I thought I was going to win that. But obviously, Tony's the next man in, so obviously, I want to kick his ass, really.
So give us a number. What's your prediction?
59.
All right. We'll see what happens. Back up to you guys.
There it goes. So Karl Boys making the prediction that he'd win 15-9.
That's a pretty, I don't know.
Boys, of course, is well-schooled in pool. He's really an 8-ball player in England. Hasn't played that much snooker, even though snooker is the preferred
Right.
billiards game.
Yeah, they have a weird 8-ball game over there. It's like on a snooker table. I mean, it's not like a pool table, so
Yeah.
it's a different game.
He loves American 8-ball.
Oh yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he doesn't miss much. That's the thing. But see, it's going to be interesting to see how the break works. I mean, once one guy gets dialed in and starts making balls on the break, they're going to start stringing some racks together. Wow, there's a break. And he made one. He made a stripe. Now, we have changed the rule, which if you make a stripe, this is what you have, okay? And that does slow the match down a little bit. It turns out he has a shot, and the balls, again, are very open. So we have really no major problems in the rack. It's a matter of how he picks them off. You can see everything is pretty much, you see how the balls are all around the table?
Yep.
That is there's hardly anything in the rack area. So if this continues, you will see 2, 3, 4 racks being run.
We were talking before, Mike, watching you break in the straight pull match earlier online about what constitutes a great break and why it goes wrong. What's the number one reason why a break goes wrong?
You mean in playing 8-ball?
In 8-ball.
Well, what happens is they don't hit them solid, number one. You must hit the one solid, which means wherever you put the cue ball behind the line, you pretend there's a line between the cue ball and, let's say, the one ball that's in the head, and you must hit it solid. And when you hit them solid and naturally hard, this is the kind of result you get. If you hit them just a hair off, they don't open up that well.
Does the nap cloth, the slow cloth, diminish a powerful break?
Yes. See, people don't realize this cloth. I mean, I love this cloth. I like the size of the pockets, but the cloth, again, is sliding because of the television lights, and it makes it's like U.S. Open is what it's playing like. It's very tough to control the cue ball. You saw John Schmidt and I, how many times what they call came with a very tough shot. In straight pull, that doesn't happen. Usually you break them up, you got an easier shot, and I enjoyed it, though. I really did. I kind of felt, I was back into it. I concentrated. It was like the old me.
You were Surgeon Siegel.
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. I knew I was playing well. It doesn't make any difference, win or lose. I ran 60, and even John Schmidt on that table, that's like running 100. So I did perform well.
Yeah. You ran 61, didn't you?
61 and 64 and out. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Let's see what he does. Now, Tony Robles, if he gets out towards the center of the table again, which is what he's trying to do, and a little inside. Uh-oh, watch it. Wow. See that? And this is, again, what we were talking about, how the table is sliding. You see how close he came to that ball?
Yep.
An inch back, he probably wouldn't have had a shot. But he's going to play the 9 yellow stripe ball, my guess. Then he's going to play the ball in the end rail, which is on the short rail, and then go out for the ball that's kind of in the center of the table. That's my prediction. He may draw this back, but I don't know why he would do that. No, so he's going to watch what he does. He'll play this ball on the side, or in the corner, I mean.
Which one, Mike?
This one right over here. He's going to play that ball. We're having a minor teleprompter problem. Why is this doing this?
I bet you there'll be someone from our staff here any moment.
Yes, we are marking the table up. Uh-oh. Boy, he got a little careless there, too. We are having technical difficulties.
Ah, there it goes.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Although we'll never remember how we
Yes.
did that.
Well, see, he got a little careless there. He's lucky he has a shot. I believe the 8 goes. He'll play.
We were playing Etch-a-Sketch there for a
Yeah.
second.
He made I can't believe what he did there. He really got a little careless. Let's see what he does here. If the 8 goes in the same pocket he's playing this ball in, then he's okay. Or he's got to bank it. Okay, it goes in there. So he actually got a little lucky. The 8 didn't stick on the other ball, and therefore wouldn't have had a shot. But it's our first break and run, so what's wrong with that?
There it is. Tony Robles certainly looking well. Starting to get his rhythm. Interestingly, we were talking before, Mike, as the Sarda rack takes its place on the table. We were talking earlier about how, of course, Boys was expecting to play Pagulayan.
Yes.
And Alex Pagulayan's people alerted us that apparently he lost his passport. He was obviously out of America. I think he was coming from either the Philippines or Canada.
Right.
And wasn't allowed in the country. And at the very last moment, Tony Robles was called to step in. How tough is that for Tony? Because he didn't really have much time to prepare.
But he's actually told me that he won some local events. He's actually been playing a lot of pool because in the summertime in New York, it hits June, everybody's out of the pool room. The weather has changed and they all want to golf or fish or whatever they want to do. But he actually has been playing, he told me, and he's playing very well. Obviously, we see that.
He's actually won 2 tournaments in a row, so he's in stroke.
He's in stroke, and Pagulayan, I believe, if I pronounce his name correctly, he would have been much more difficult to beat. He's a Philippine player, so that just tells you right off the bat. But I think, didn't he win the U.S. Open, I believe?
Yeah, he's a tough player.
So he's a very tough player.
The Lion shall sleep tonight,
yes,
at least online for us, but he'll be back.
Let's see what happens here now. Wow. Ooh. Boy, you can't hardly hit him any better than that. I mean, look at that. They're even applauding. And again, nothing is tied up. I find this hard to believe. I hope he made a stripe, because if he made a solid, he may have some problems.
Boy, that was a 105-mile-an-hour fastball.
No, he hit, well, you know what it is? Look where the cue ball is. Yeah. The cue ball, the white ball, is pretty much what we call in the center of the table. In other words, I'm looking at top and bottom screen, okay? It's not even near a rail. So, when we look, the distance from here to here is identical, okay? And so what that means is the guy hit him solid as a rock, okay? Going the length of the table doesn't really matter.
Has anyone ever done the MPH, the miles per hour, on a...
Yes, oh yes. Most guys, I think the hardest breakers hit at like 32 miles an hour. I was at maybe 26, 7, or 8, but I hit him as solid as anybody. When I break well, I hit him so solid that I can... get great results. A lot of guys like Bustamante hits him very hard, but he doesn't hit the one solid a lot of times. And
look at Reyes, whose break is not very powerful at all.
I know, that's hard for me to believe. As great a player as he is, he wins so many events, and he's got probably the weakest break for a good player I've ever seen. And he'll be the first one to admit it. But,
the magician has other tricks.
The magician can play, don't worry. He tortured me I'm looking for the rematch. Now I'd feel more comfortable playing him. See, before I just had too much pressure on me, and it just, I don't know,
Of course, Efren was a competitor in one of our great online challenge matches a couple of months ago and beat the young Austin Murphy.
Yeah, he got a little lucky there, because that Austin Murphy, if he'd have got out of the gate the way he ended, I think Efren would have had a problem in that match, because I remember that with Kevin Trudeau. Son of a gun. Well, I don't know what he did there. That was a little strange why he shot that, because I believe the 9 now may be tied up the strike ball, which is near the 8. We look over in this area right here. I believe he may have a minor problem there. I don't know why he did that. He could have just shot the ball in or played the 9 down the corner, and he's got protection. You see, he got this ball hanging in the upper right-hand part of the screen. He couldn't never missed it. But if it goes in the side, then the 8 is tied up.
Yeah.
Actually, the 8, I believe, is near the 5 ball. Yeah.
Are there days, Mike, that a pool player is just seeing things more clearly?
Yes.
The patterns?
Of course, of course. Today, you know what? I concentrated so well today, it was hard to believe. But yes, it goes in streaks. Some days you see what not to do, and all you see is what not to do. And some days you see what to do. And it makes a huge difference because when you watch a guy, the guy goes, you know, after a match, I'd say, how come you didn't play this one here? And then he goes, I never thought of that. So, you know, that everybody has days.
You know, like baseball players watching a replay on the giant screen.
Yeah.
You ever watch a replay of yourself after you missed a shot and go, oh my God, I missed it.
Yes.
Why didn't I see that?
Yeah. Well, when you look at it from here, I mean, that funny story, I could say, I was in a world tournament and I just broke the balls all over the table and it was near the end of the tournament. I didn't know what to shoot. And I called for a bathroom break, and what they had was a balcony above the whole place. It was in the Roosevelt Hotel in New York. I went up there, looked down, I saw all the balls from up on top. I said, oh, I'm going to play this, play that. I see the break shot in it, and then I came down and ran them. That's a true story. Because I got what they call, I had so many shots, I didn't know what to shoot. What's he playing? 13 in the corner. He may break this out, the 9, or he may be able to play the 9 on the side. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He got a little careless, this rack, and when you get careless, especially playing one of these English players, that could be a problem. Okay, now we do see it clearer. He has to break the 9 out. I believe that's what he's doing, but he does not have to get a shot after this. So he has to take a little chance here and make a tough shot.
What a great angle here.
Yeah, it's a good angle. Wow. You couldn't hardly hit that any better. Look how good he hit that. And hung the 9. He's going to probably have to play the 9 in the side pocket, go all the way down table to play this ball that's kind of hanging right over in this area.
Yep.
And then the 8 is kind of over here. So, you know, he's still got some issues. If he could cut that ball in, I don't think that's what he's looking at.
How many shots ahead is a great pool player seeing?
Usually at least 2 or 3 in 8-ball. I mean, some days you can see the whole, but that's, in other words, if you do it, because a lot of times what happens is you float in between 2 or 3 balls that are yours, and you say, well, I was going to play the 6, but I think I'll play the 4, then the 6, you know what I mean? So there's really not an exact science. Now, I guess he's playing this in the corner. This is not an easy shot to get an angle. See, I'm not seeing something right here, because that ball must be hanging a lot easier than what I thought. See where he is right now?
Yep.
So obviously it's like hanging in the pocket.
It looks tougher from here.
Yes. What he's going to do is he's going to cut this in. The cue ball should hit about over, well, a little closer over there. He's going to try and get in this area to play the, I believe, to play the 8 in the same pocket. I believe he's doing that. No, he's going to play the 8 in the side. I don't know what he's doing. Wow, 8 in the side. Boy, he made a great shot there.
Yes.
Boy, this guy is playing good. I'm going to tell you right now, because see that angle? I didn't see that, but look how perfect he hit it.
We're going to go to a
Wow.
Rebecca Grant package in a moment. And actually, we're going to go to a package that I had to do with Tony, because he just arrived a couple of hours before the match, just a couple of hours ago. And I spoke with Tony about replacing Alex Pagulayan on tonight's card. So let's go to that quick shot, an interview with Tony Robles. Tony, we're just a couple of hours away from the start of the IPT Ultimate 8-Ball and Straight Pool match for tonight. You just got here from JFK, flew in from New York as a last-second replacement for Pagulayan. How does it feel now to be suddenly thrust into the big show here?
Well, I mean, I've always loved the IPT. I love what they've done for the sport, and this is very exciting for me, obviously, because I've always wanted to play one of these challenge matches, and I felt that it was a matter of time before I got the opportunity. So, better sooner rather than later.
You didn't have the preparation time that a boys had, and of course, Karl's been practicing for a few weeks now, thinking he was facing the Lion. Are you at a disadvantage now because you haven't had the practice time?
Not really, because I play all games well, so I'm very confident with my 8-ball, straight pool, 9-ball. As far as Karl's concerned, I can understand how he feels, because he was obviously a little disappointed that he wasn't playing. It's like a boxer before a big match, and one of the other fighter gets injured, and then they have to find a replacement soon. So now he has to adapt to his style.
Okay, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
What's up?
So you're not only a fan of pool, I hear you're a great player.
Oh, I'm not a great player by any stretch of the imagination, but I enjoy it. I like to play as much as I can.
Where do you like to play?
I play at Hollywood Billiards a lot, and I have a table at my house. One of the old IPT tables, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about the cloth?
I changed that. That's garbage.
You didn't just say that, did you?
Oops, sorry. It's true. It's terrible. You guys don't like it, do you? Oh, Karl likes it. But he's used to that snooker cloth. Oh, there you go. Tony's great with anything. He's easy going.
So why don't you give us your prediction here?
I predict it's going to be a great match. Two great players. You know, who knows what's going to happen? That's the beauty of the game.
Is that because they're standing so close to us right here?
No, because you're standing so close to me. You're getting me nervous.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Joe.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, that was Joe Rogan, of course, from Fear Factor with our Rebecca Grant. Joe, of course, is here, and a big pool fan, Mike.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of celebrities that you know, luckily enough that a lot of the top players get to run into numerous celebrities that love pool. And, you know, pool is a great sport. I mean, let's be realistic. You know, you can have a table in your home. It's very challenging. Of course, Tony Robles, now let's look at this. He's run 2 racks from the break. Okay? If he keeps breaking like this, I mean, boys really is going to have a big problem, because if his break does not work, you get a big lead in a match like this and you're only winning 1 game at a time,
right.
you can't beat anybody. So you must string racks together. I like where he's breaking from. He's as far over as far as you can go, because there is what they call in between the 2 diamonds. You can't just break from the side rail. You must go out in the center of the table. Let's see this break, boy. He's really taking his time on the break.
Anticipation.
Wow. But he hit him. He didn't hit him as hard. I mean, he didn't make one, see. He hit him solid, but did not make a ball because he didn't hit him with a lot of authority. I saw that. Now, Boys has a, I believe he didn't make a ball in the break, or maybe he did, because I don't see.
I didn't see it.
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
he didn't.
Let's see what happens here. Again, the balls are open. Let's see. I think I'm trying to figure what I would pick from here. I may pick solids, I think would be my choice, only because of the balls by the side pocket. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, he's going to pick solids.
You were talking about pool, Mike. You know, over or nearly 50 million people play pool in America alone.
Yeah, I know.
It is one of the most popular pastimes. And the IPT's position, supported by the players, is that pool is not only a pastime, but it's also a sport.
Yes.
It's not a party.
Yeah.
And the athletes and the endurance and the concentration and the focus and the practice.
Yeah, I lost 2 pounds in that match. I guarantee it. And it doesn't look good on me. I mean, I'm still sweating from that match. I mean, when you really concentrate, I mean, it's like any athletic. They think this is easy. You got to walk around the table. The concentration in pool is so intense.
Yes.
Because you cannot make a mistake.
Well, I was saying to Grady, watching you later in the match, every shot is a putt on the 18th.
Exactly right. Because I knew if I had missed any of the last 20 balls, I lose the game.
That's right.
And I made some tough shots, and I didn't like it. You know, I want easy shots. It, you know, wears you out after a while.
So you're watching John Schmidt's face when he let you back in that door.
Yeah. And he kind of got nervous. He admitted he got nervous on that 7 ball. The cue came out of his hand. I did the same thing on my opening shot on the 2 ball. The cue kind of came out of my hand. I didn't mean to do it, but whatever. I really felt that was very big for me. You know, I see I still got it. You know, I'm thinking seriously, going out of retirement and going back into competition.
This has to be, this match against an accomplished and one of the great straight pool players currently, an incredible emotional lift for you.
Yeah, oh no, it was. It was very encouraging. I mean, you know, and like I said, for months, you see how he shot that ball in? See, I would have played the 2 there. He shot that in like it was a hanger, because these guys are used to playing on such tough equipment that a pool table to them, even though our pockets are about as small as you can get them, it still looks easy.
Yeah.
So ideally, I believe he's got a lot of angle on that 5 ball, I believe. If that's what it is, the ball or the 1 ball. I don't know. Boy, it looks like an awful lot of angle. There's a good shot of it.
Very nice.
Wow.
You are watching 8-Ball live online. Karl Boys at the table from Blackpool, England, versus Tony Robles from Brooklyn, New York. Actually now lives in Queens.
Yeah. I played Tony many times.
He was there when you lost to Schmidt the first time you played
Yeah,
in the
I
year
know.
2000.
Well, that was really, I mean, they made that all like broke my. I'm playing with the same cue. I mean, the shaft just cracked a little. That's all. Little you know, hey, the emotions came out.
Listen,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Pool is a sport.
It's a sport, and hey, just like I've said many times, I think I've noticed. I happen to live near Tiger Woods. I get to watch him practice once in a while at Isleworth, and I have seen him do some things. Oh my goodness! Look how unlucky he got here.
What happened here, Mike?
Well, he shot the cue ball 3 rails around the table, and the 15, this ball right here, is right in the way of the 2 ball, which is what he's going to have to play. So he's either going to have to jump that. I think he did kind of a funny shot. He should have played the 2 when he shot the 5 ball. He should have played the 2, drawn back, then played the 5.
2 ball.
Okay, he's going to try and jump this. Oh, he's going to masse it. This is not an easy shot. He's going to curve the cue ball around the strike ball. Watch. Wow. How did he hit it? Of course, now he's got another difficult shot because obviously he's jacked.
Like to see this one again,
Yeah,
Mike.
wow. Now that was a very difficult.
We'll
Actually-
catch up to it a little later.
He's shooting the 8, so he must have a good bridge on it. Look at this run out. Boy, that was fantastic there.
Well done.
Didn't even look.
Well done there by Karl Boys, who has pulled within 1. Karl Boys earned his place on the International Pool Tour by winning a qualifier here in Los Angeles, where we are at tonight. And Karl, of course, comes from the land of snooker, but actually started out playing English pool. And then when he heard about the IPT, he quit the game of English pool and started playing American pool, and hasn't looked back since.
Yeah. He's a nice kid too. Like I said, I had lunch with him yesterday. He seems very nice. He's traveling with another gentleman from Europe, and you know, he really he plays well. He's got a good attitude. You know, he's a young guy, and it's good to see a lot of these guys that are coming up in pool.
He is the new wave.
Well, now let's see the break now. So because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the snooker players don't exactly have the best of breaks. This is something they really have to work on.
He's not a snooker player, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, from England, because they're used to playing a different game. Of course, that break there was pretty good. But again, he didn't hit him solid, and see, he did not make a ball.
Nothing went.
Yeah, do you see how the cue ball is kind of like on a rail and all that? You must hit him solid.
We may have to show another Mike Siegel pool tip.
Yes, that would be a good idea. See, the bad thing about when you break and don't make a ball in the break is the other guy has choice. See, and that's a big advantage to take solids or stripes, you see. It's almost like scratching, not quite as bad, but it's pretty bad. I think Tony would like, I don't know what he's looking at. I think he has to play, well, he's got to play the 2 ball, I believe, or is it the 4? I'm not sure.
Which one's the 2 there, Mike?
I think I think this is his only shot. I mean, it's hard to tell from here.
Yeah.
I think solids lay pretty well and the stripes. So, I mean, it's not really, you got a little congestion kind of over in this area. I can't tell if that's the 1 ball.
Yep.
And then you got the 1, 2, I believe, and it's the 10. See, he doesn't want to play the 15. See this ball right here? That's a tough shot. He's got to roll it in. Your nerves come to play on a shot like that.
Where would he go with the 15?
Well, he would know. He'd play it kind of like in this corner here, but that's a very nervous shot for a player. So he's taking an awful lot of time here. I don't understand what he's really looking at.
He's a methodical player.
Well, he only has 1 or 2 choices actually of a shot. So, I mean, it's not a matter of he has all this big selection, Yeah. I believe his only opportunity is either play the 15 or the ball that I'd circled earlier in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. I don't think he has another shot. Of course, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, he does have another shot sliding in between those 2 balls.
Where's he going?
I think he's going to go for the either 13 on the side, 13 on the side.
Would you go this path?
I'm not sure. It depends, what it looks like. If the 13 goes, yes. Okay, yes. He's actually in very good shape because the only thing I'm really concerned about is these balls, but I think that ball goes in the side pocket. The stripe ball, the blue stripe ball that I just circled.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does. He's taking an awful lot of time here. He knows I'm going to dinner tonight. You see what he's doing?
Yeah,
Purposely, he's doing this.
You could forget that 9 p.m. reservation.
Yeah, that's right. No,
Yeah.
I was too smart. I made it for 10:30, so I'm good.
Drive through it In-N-Out Burger tonight.
Yes, of course. Wow. Actually, he made a pretty nice shot there. He'll play the ball on the side. Then I believe he's got to play these balls down in this area sometime. So he's playing the ball in the side pocket. I'm pretty sure of that. No, you got to use the cue ball, Tony. He is playing very slow today. Very slow. Generally, he's a very fast player.
Yeah.
So
He's
generally, he plays pretty quick. He's one of those guys. Boy, he's taking a lot of time here.
It's John Denny here with Mike the Mouth Siegel on internationalpooltour.com. Live pool online. You're seeing it like no other place. Not pre-recorded, not edited, not happening 9 months ago, 12 months ago. It is happening now. And you're there.
Let's see if they catch my friend Roger. He's been in over 100 movies, this friend of mine that lives out here. But it's all small parts. If you blink, you never see him.
I was kidding Grady about in his resume it says he starred in The Color of Money.
Yeah, he did.
Said, he was above the title with Paul Newman and Tom Cruise?
Yeah, right, just about. He had a little speaking part. They didn't give it to me. They had a bunch of parts for speaking. I was technical advisor, but they wanted to throw me in there, somewhere, but it just never happened.
Talking about movie stars, Siegel, to my immediate right, appeared as himself in the movie Baltimore Bullet.
Yes, of course, yeah. That was a great time.
And you performed all those trick shots?
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a couple movies now. That, Color of Money. Tony got a little careless there.
Yeah. So do you still have the bug for Hollywood?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
They didn't make a sequel to Baltimore Bullet?
No,
Baltimore Bullet 2?
Baltimore
I could barely
Bullet.
get it out.
I lived in Baltimore then, and they were portretting me as the Baltimore Bullet.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, so that was pretty interesting.
The Mike Siegel story.
The Mike Siegel story.
Starring George Clooney. Let's get back to the action.
Okay, Tony is now going. He got a little bit careless on that. He's going to cut this in the side pocket. Ooh. Nice shot, and watch it. Come on, baby, he said. So he is in good shape. He's playing what they call a two-way shot. When you put the cue ball in the middle of like this ball and let's say this ball, your chances of making one of them is greater. I wouldn't have played it that way. Okay, so he's going to try and shoot this right in between the. That's a great view right there, guys. Nice shot. He had to force that over. That was a great shot there. That was, you didn't notice that shot. He made a phenomenal shot there. He had to force it over, cheat the pocket. Now he's going to play the 11 with high right English and get right on the rail. Watch it. Oh, boy. Watch it. Wow. How did he hit it? Huh?
Shot.
That was a great boy. He is playing well. You can tell his demeanor around the table and the way he's shooting. You can tell he's playing very well.
Very well. Mike, we talked about the IPT and how pool is now a sport.
Yes.
Pool is now a website, internationalpooltour.com.
Right.
Not only showing you and giving you ringside seats live to the hottest and most competitive live pool anywhere in the world with these online matches,
right.
both straight pool and 8 pool,
right.
with the world's greatest players.
Right.
But also every day, new features, articles, video, all sorts of good stuff.
Right.
So if you are a pool fan, check into internationalpooltour.com. On other days that matches aren't playing. Obviously,
yes.
You're on now. But all sorts of good stuff is happening.
Oh, there's a ton. They have archive matches that are incredible.
That's right.
And I believe for a very minor fee, correct me if I'm wrong, you can watch stuff 24 hours a day if you'd like. I mean, it's like your own kind of DVD video place, and you can pick up any of those matches. So it's a great deal.
It's your online pool room, 24/7. InternationalPoolTour.com. Here is the break from Robles.
Let's see how many strokes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to count them 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32 strokes. I'm going to remind him of that.
And didn't get anything.
And didn't make a ball. Everything almost went. Well, no, look. He made one.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. After 32 strokes.
After 32 strokes. Now, this
you deserve one.
This rack is going to be a lot. You have a lot of congestion kind of in this area. And you got some problems over in this area. So this is not going to be one of those automatics. It's funny because a lady came up to me in the crowd, a good-looking woman. She was with her husband. She goes, I go to bed with Mike Siegel every night. I go, what are you talking about? She goes, well, my husband watches all your old videos, and we watch them and go to bed.
Mike, knowing you, you go to bed with Mike Siegel every night.
No.
You're not watching the archival
I
triumphs?
watch pool sometimes, here and there. I go, I'd beat those people. That's why I don't do it.
Well, you beat one tonight.
And it's funny because I saw I was going through some of my old, these are on VCR, and I had some matches of me like 20 years ago at the Sands Hotel, and I put it on, and I looked at my form and everything. I'm watching it for like a half an hour, and I'm looking, I go, geez, no wonder why I don't miss too much. I mean, everything looks perfect. So it's somewhere, when I'm in my 80s, then I'll go look at that stuff.
You could go on internationalpooltour.com and see all sorts of great matches, access them, as well as the latest cutting-edge information about the world of pool, and of course upcoming schedules of new online matches that are coming up from the IPT. Here's Robles.
Okay, you can see there's some breaking out to do here. He has a problem. I can already see this 3 ball, this area right here. That's going to be a very tough thing for him to break out. So he may have a problem there, unless the 3 goes actually down this corner. If the 3 goes in this pocket, the red ball, then he does have a legitimate chance to run out. See, he's looking at it right now. If the 3 goes, he can play I guess it's the 4 ball over here, then play this ball, somehow get over in this area, and play the 3 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. That's my prediction. That's the way I think he should run them anyway. Then he's got the 6 ball. That's another tricky shot.
He's a thoughtful player tonight.
He's taking normally he flies around the table. This is a little, because I've known Tony for many years, yeah.
I mean, is this sort of methodical play, I don't even want to call it indecision, but it is.
Right.
Is this a comment right now? Is he not feeling comfortable? Does he not feel in a flow and a rhythm?
I think he's just kind of trying to take extra time to not like screw up or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't. He looks like he's playing. Look at this. Where's he going? Oh, he's getting an extension or the bridge. He looks like he's playing well. I can just tell the way he's kind of demeanor around the table, just like me when I got in my rhythm.
Broke. Go figure, right?
Did something break?
What a way to make a living, huh?
I think there may be something wrong, Mike, with his...
He's putting that bridge. They didn't really have a real bridge, so they're using someone else.
There you go. There you go.
So remind Dino Andrews we want a real bridge at the table next time.
There's a good chance that Dino Andrews is watching.
Yes.
Tour
Dino,
director of the IPT does a great job.
Yes, does a very good job. So Dino, you're fired on that one.
Here is the bridge shot.
That is a strange device right there. Look at that. You got too many choices, I think.
Looks
It
like
looks
it's
Batman.
I was about to say. It looked
See,
like
he goes, this is tricky. You see what I mean?
looked like it came out of the Batcave.
It's a great tool, but you got too many choices, I think. Uh-oh. It's tough to get off those rails. He's going to have to come with a shot now.
Where's his shot, Mike, on this
I
layout?
believe he's going to play the 2 in this side pocket, and the cue ball should come up like this, and 3 in the corner. 3, the red ball in the other corner. I believe that's what he's going to. Or he may play the 6. He may play the 6 up in here if it goes. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. And actually, that would probably be my choice because the position on the 3, the red ball is automatic. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he's not taking any time, so let's see what he's aiming at. He's playing the 3. I guess the 3 goes in the upper left-hand corner pocket, which we didn't see that. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Okay. Oh, my God. Boy, he made a great shot there. See, that 3 didn't look at. So actually, he had an easy run-up. Realistically, I mean, nothing was open. He just had to get in the 3, which was easy. So he's actually looks real good here. I mean, he got lucky. He got an easy shot in the 2. Or that's the 4. I think it's the 4. It's hard to tell from here. He got a little lucky there. You see, what he's going to do is play this ball in here, and then the cue ball is going to drift over here, and he's going to play the green ball in the side pocket. I think that's what he's looking at. Let's see what he does. Very nice. Boy, he's perfect.
Dino Andrews, IPT Tour Director, has managed to find his way through adoring crowds to the booth.
To come over and probably, you know, say something bad to me, right? With the bridge?
No, actually, see, the traditional bridge scrapes the cues because they're made out of metal. So that was actually Tony Robles' bridge, and the players preferred that.
Okay, so we have been informed that we are standing down on that issue.
That was...
if we had a commentator in the booth who was under the age of 50, you guys would have known about the
hold on.
being cool.
And we are informed, by the way, that the Bat Cave was, in fact, Tony Robles' very own bridge. And he's done well. You know, Mike, we talked about the IPT and the new direction in pool and how certainly the IPT has helped create more interest in pool as a legitimate, credible sport.
It is a sport, yeah.
Let's learn more about that. IPT pool is now a sport.
The new era in pool is now. The golden age has arrived. For the first time ever, pool is now a sport thanks to the new International Pool Tour. The IPT is the undisputed leader in professional pocket billiards. Tour members include the greatest players from around the world, representing nearly 30 different countries. The IPT is the first professional pool tour ever that matches men versus women, and the first to include the living members of the Hall of Fame, as well as the pool world's most notorious hustlers. Snooker legends play on the IPT Tour as well. The IPT is 8-ball, the game everyone knows and plays. Pockets are tighter than anywhere in billiards, and the cloth is slow, making each rack and shot a test of skill, strength, strategy, and nerve. The pressure is enormous, the competition is grueling, and the stakes sky high. That's why pool is now a sport.
Back to the IPT, boys versus Robles. 5-2 in the race to 15.
Yeah, Robles taking a commanding lead, and Boys has really not shown me a great break yet, so he may have problems here.
I haven't seen Boys since the late 80s at this point.
Yeah,
it feels like he's been sitting for quite some time.
Yeah, Robles is, I mean, we just counted 32 strokes on the break before he hit him.
It's amazing how many times he practiced strokes.
All right, Mike, last time was 32.
I don't want to count it, get me dizzy.
The over-under is 25.
Yeah, it's going to go over 25.
There's an over-under now on how many strokes Robles will take before he finally hits the ball. Was that
You got to count those little choppy ones 17. Now.
Was that Carly Simon song Anticipation? The countdown continues.
6, 7, 28. He's getting ready. He hit those pretty good. And did not, he scratched. And see, that was a little unlucky there. All those breaks.
Yes.
And
all those practice strokes.
Well, he got unlucky because the cue ball got actually kicked in, which is something that happens.
Yep.
Now we'll see if Boys can.
Boys is just happy to be back on his feet. Originally from England, was asked the worst place that he ever had to sleep on the road, because a lot of pool players, as you know, Mike,
Right.
are on the road constantly.
Right.
And they asked Karl Boys, well, what's the worst place he ever had to sleep on the road?
Right.
And he said next to Darren Appleton.
Hmm.
It was the most horrible experience of his life.
Now we do have another. When actually are we scheduled for another event? Don't the people have to check on that?
That will be forthcoming. An
Forthcoming.
announcement soon.
Which is very good. And plus, people can go to the website and watch me win over and over again. I like that. See,
You
that
put
I
it
enjoy.
in a loop.
Put it in a loop, and you just continuously watch that.
Quit your job.
Quit your job.
Say goodbye to the kids and wife, and just watch Mike Siegel win over and over and over.
Now, let's look at Karl Boys. He's got a very good run out. You see his pace has picked up a little bit. And I don't see any problems with this particular rack. Of course, I'm trying to, he must be hiding. No, he has no problems whatsoever here. See, he can play this, he's going to play the ball, I believe, in the corner pocket. And then he's got the side, the corner. This is pretty routine for 8-ball. He'll follow this out towards, he'll play the ball in the side pocket next to 13 on the side. See, he comes out towards the center of the table. This is kind of routine. He'll play, you know, this ball right here. Then this one will go down in this corner. 8 goes in the, you can see, he just pretty much stopped right where the 15 is. So that was pretty sweet that he got cue ball in hand and had what we call a pretty easy, a lame run out.
And we're going to take a commercial break right after this game. Karl Boys.
Nice run.
And there it is. He has narrowed the gap. And Karl Boys and Tony Robles engaged in a tough 8-ball match. We will be back with more of Robles and Boys. You're and experiencing IPT Ultimate Online.
Extreme Focus gives you game. Extreme Focus is a great tasting vitamin drink with no caffeine. Endorsed by champion athletes like Rocket Rodney Morris, Raj Hundal, and Mika Immonen, Extreme Focus keeps them in the game without the effects of caffeine. So whether you are supplementing your diet with a vitamin drink or you need to stay focused to make that championship-winning shot, Extreme Focus delivers a tasty alternative. Ask for it by name at your local grocery store or visit us online at www.extremefocus.net. Remember, caffeine-free Extreme Focus gives you game.
From #1 New York Times bestselling author Kevin Trudeau comes More Natural Cures Revealed, the blockbuster book they don't want you to read. Stop trusting your health and your family's health solely to the drug companies and the government. In More Natural Cures Revealed, Kevin Trudeau talks about alternative remedies and lifestyles that he believes may help your body regain its natural state of health and vibrancy. This is the book that drug companies don't want you to read. Learn more about getting healthy and staying healthy. Log on today to www.naturalcures.com. That's www.naturalcures.com. It just may be your alternative to drugs and surgery.
If you play pool and want to improve your game, then you need the Laser Stroke Training Aid. Just slide it on your pool cue, turn it on, and watch as a vertical laser line projects across the cue ball, the object ball, and then to a target dot placed on the wall. So what makes the Laser Stroke better than competing products? Each Laser Stroke includes a universal rubber O-ring mount, which allows it to fit on all pool cues. Simply fine-tune the 4 adjustment screws to put the laser line exactly on the center line of your pool cue. Activate the easy push-on, push-off power switch, and you are ready to go. Small and lightweight at only 1.5 ounces, it features an easy-to-clean glass lens end cap and includes a velvet carrying pouch as well as batteries, enabling you to enjoy hours of guided practice wherever you may be. Now as you take your practice strokes, you can clearly see any side-to-side motion in your stroke and easily correct for it. It's guaranteed to improve your game and comes with a 30-day money-back warranty. Order yours online now and receive a free 10-pack of batteries at laserstroke.com.
Here's some breaking news. Inside Pool Magazine can now bring the world's greatest players right to your front door. Subscribe to Inside Pool for the annual price of just $19.99. Each issue is action-packed with high-impact photos, tournament coverage, in-depth player profiles, and much, much more. Call in the next 30 minutes and you'll receive Sweet 16 Volume 1 of the Pro Book DVD series by Bob Henning absolutely free. Call now for a full year of Inside Pool and Volume 1 of the Pro Book DVD series for just $19.99. Call 888-428-7665. That's 888-428-POOL.
All cue sticks are not created equally. For the best selection of the finest custom one-of-a-kind investment-grade cue sticks, visit BilliardCue.com. Browse through our selection of cue sticks, including works from today's leading custom cue makers. We also stock one of the most robust selections of antique museum-quality custom cues. Whether you're looking for a fine cue to use or adding a cue to your investment portfolio, BilliardCue.com has a cue for you. Check out BilliardCue.com today or call us for a free consultation at 540-772-7827.
Are you in debt? Struggling financially? Concerned about your financial future? Then Debt Cures They Don't Want You to Know About was written just for you. Find out how you can turn bad debt into good credit and create wealth through financial health. Kevin Trudeau, #1 New York Times bestselling author and consumer advocate, exposes the widespread fraud of the consumer lending industry and how it's burying millions of Americans under mounting credit card debt, outrageous fees, and interest rates. Fight back with his new Debt Cures book and learn how you can cure your debt forever. Go to debtcures.com for more information about the methods that can solve your debt problems and keep more money in your pocket. This is the book the credit card companies and banks don't want you to read. This is the book you can't afford not to read. Get out of the debt trap. Log on today to debtcures.com.
Evolution is the key to success. Do you want to play better? Do you want to win more? Then you simply must have the tools. The new Sardo M5000. Evolving the game, eliminating the excuses. Order now to experience the perfect rack.
If you play pool and want to improve your game, then you need the laser stroke training aid. Just slide it on your pool cue, turn it on, and watch as a vertical laser line projects across the cue ball, the object ball, and then to a target dot placed on the wall. Now as you take your practice strokes, you can clearly see any side-to-side motion in your stroke and easily correct for it. It's guaranteed to improve your game and comes with a 30-day money-back warranty. Order yours online now and receive a free 10-pack of batteries at laserstroke.com or call toll-free 877-215-2737.
Eight ball, and Tony Robles is leading 5-3, and we are joined in the booth by the aforementioned Joe Rogan, who is here with us. And Joe, great to have you up here with us.
Thank you.
For a few minutes. You were dissing our cloth a little bit.
I'm just playing.
Of course you were. Now you're a big pool fan, and you could play this game a little bit.
I can play a little bit. Yeah, I used to play a lot. When I lived in New York, I used to play 8-10 hours a day, every day. I was hugely addicted. I don't have that kind of time anymore, but I have a table at home. I play as much as I can.
And what kind of pool? What was the discipline of pool?
Mostly 9-ball. I played a little straight pool too, but mostly 9-ball.
Cool. Well, we'll have to get you out there one of these days.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe you versus Siegel.
He gambles, I heard a little bit. You know, I'm one of them easy players.
Yeah, but he may add another 0 to that bet, Mike. Let's go back to the action. Here on the internationalpooltour.com. We're going back to Boys and Robles any moment. And there is the score. Those were one of those wonderfully uncomfortable pauses while you're waiting for the camera to cut. And Robles is leading, as you know, 5-3.
Well, Karl has to do something with the break, because as it is right now, I don't think he's made a ball in the break yet. He did scratch once, but again, the English players do not seem to have the power break like the Americans as of yet. You know, once they start really practicing that, they're going to be much tougher to beat. Let's see what he does here.
This is as much an endurance match.
Wow, he hit those pretty hard. No. And didn't. No, he didn't make one. That's hard to believe. Of course, we have some serious congestion. We have something over in this area. You have this over here.
That's all I could do.
So there's a lot of problems in this rack. This may be a 30-minute rack, the way Tony's been, you know, because a few of the racks we thought were fairly easy, and it took him a long time.
We were joking, Joe. I mean, Tony took about 33-plus strokes
we
before
were
finally hitting.
listening to Mike counting them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, my voice carries.
I think they heard you in North Dakota, Mike.
He does have a very unusual setup for his break, though. A real herky-jerky action back and forth.
Actually, if he can play the ball in the side pocket, see the one next to the cue ball, the strike ball? If he plays, see what he's doing right there? If that goes in the side, actually, he's got a very legitimate run out, because these balls over here, okay, they go. You see, one goes in the corner, one goes in the opposite corner. So if he can make that strike ball in the side pocket, I think he's got a real good chance of running this rack.
Robles,
I mean, from here, it's tough to tell.
A methodical player. He certainly takes his time, thoughtful, contemplative. Joe, what are you looking for as a non-professional? You've been here a number of times. You're a big fan of the IPT online matches. Seen you here a couple of times watching. What are you looking at? What are you looking to?
I just really, I missed it. I just really appreciate watching good players. You know, as a person of my level, when I watch these really good players play, I feel like it helps me play better. Like I can see the way they stroke the ball better, and make, you know, I try to figure out how they're going to get around, you know, problem balls, and when they do make the shot, you know, you learn things from watching great players.
Pool is one of the toughest games that when you have to really watch to really understand what's going on, and you learn so many things every time you watch. And when I grew up, I was lucky that one of the greatest players in the world, look at that. You see, now see, that was the sliding cloth. He tried to get around those balls, and that's what we were struggling with in the straight pool. See, and he had no idea that ball was going to do that.
You grew up under the tutelage of Irving Crane.
Irving Crane, and also in my pool, there's a lot of also what we call top A players. And very, very quickly, I learned how to play the game, you know, correct. There is no correct or wrong way to play it, but there's, you know, it's just so much knowledge. Over the years, you build up all this knowledge, and eventually you make it look easy. I guess that's the answer. So a good player, right or wrong, it makes it look so easy. You think, why can't I do that?
Yeah, watching great players is a huge benefit to your game. You know, just sitting and watch. I mean, I spent so much time when I lived in New York watching guys like Tony Robles. I've seen Tony play for 20 years now, you know, and it helps you tremendously.
Where in New York did you play, Joe?
I played at Chelsea Billiards a lot. I played at White Plains, at Executive Billiards in White Plains. That was my main pool hall that I played at.
Yeah, Chelsea. How about, that's all redesigned now? Because I think the last time I went in, it had that big bar. Have you been in there since then?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's there anymore, but it was a great 24-hour action place for years.
Yeah.
You know, I would do stand-up comedy gigs, and then coming home, like I'd do a gig in Long Island. Coming home, we would stop at Chelsea's and stay there till sunrise.
And then David Brenner is a good friend of mine. He opened, I think they have moved. They used to be on Amsterdam somewhere, now they moved somewhere.
Yeah, they're on the Lower East Side now, I believe. I went to the new place, just as beautiful as the old place. Yeah. Great. Amsterdam Billiards is a great place in New York.
Yeah, I love New York. I mean, when I lived in Maryland, I used to go to New York all the time.
Such a great place for pool, too. There's so many pool halls, so many tournaments, and, you know, I got really hooked when I lived there.
I didn't understand. I think he was trying to play it safe, but he left Tony the 7 ball straight in, the maroon ball. I wasn't sure exactly what he was doing there.
I don't think Boys is all that enthralled with his level of play tonight.
Well, I think that one shot threw him off, and like I said, the table is really sliding a lot, and you know, sometimes the cue ball just doesn't go where you think it's supposed to go.
Do you like playing on this kind of cloth, Mike?
I love the cloth. I mean, basically the camera lights. I mean, when I used to play in big tournaments, you know, years ago, I played in that Resorts International, to give you an idea, and that was a huge tournament, $40,000 first prize. It was like 20 years ago. And we played on the tables. Everything played perfect, but then they put us the final match with the TV and the cameras, and it was like, you know, it's like playing in the U.S. Open golf, and all of a sudden, 3 holes to go, they put you on a different course. And it just, you know, threw everybody off, and I really struggled there too. So the lighting has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, for people that don't know, the lighting heats up the table, dries it
Yes.
out, and it makes it play much faster, and it makes the ball slide.
And the rubber on the rails behind the cloth gets like what we call mushy. It doesn't come off real sharp, and you have a problem with where the cue ball is going. Because normally, without the lights, I mean, the tables play great. I mean, and they're tough too. The pockets, believe it or not, are playing very easy today. Because I shot a few shots I thought I missed, and they just went right in. It gives you a lot of confidence when you think you miss it and it goes in.
That 110 ball in the corner, right?
Yes, I had a couple shots where yeah, that was just careless. That was just careless.
Joe, what do you think is the primary difference between a good amateur, which I assume you are, you've been playing for a long time, you obviously love the sport, and a professional? Where's the difference now?
Time, consistency, the amount of time you play. The consistency is huge. The ability to hold your concentration rack after rack and not make crucial errors, not make careless decisions. And the correct way to run balls, like Mike was talking about earlier, the understanding problems many balls ahead and taking care of them early, especially in a game like 8-ball or straight pool. There it's much more critical. In 9-ball, the beautiful thing about 9-ball is that it's all laid out for you. If you break hard and separate the balls, everything, oops.
Oh, that was a tough shot. He tried to hit it real easy.
Yeah, 8-ball is a difficult game, especially tight pockets, slow cloth like this. It's a tough game, spreading the balls apart, making sure you get rid of problem balls early, recognizing them, figuring out what to take, whether it's solids or stripes,
There's a lot. People watch it. I've said that many times before. It's just like golf. I mean, hey, whoever, you watch the guys on television when they play golf. I'm an avid golfer. You watch those guys, this looks so easy. But when you get out on a golf course, right or wrong, you hit it sideways, you never hit the same shot twice in a row.
I'm addicted enough to pool. I don't even play golf. I don't even try golf.
Well, pool's a great sport, and you're lucky enough you have a table in your home, which is I've run into so many people that love pool and celebrities. I was just talking to Paul Sorvino, a great friend of mine. He's filming a movie. Actually, he's in Sicily right now, and he comes to L.A. Every time I come here, he has a place actually right off Sunset Boulevard, and he will be here in about a month or two. I'm out here about once a month, so. And he's a great, and there's a guy that can play. You guys will probably be good because he's a great player, loves to play, grew up in New York or Philly, I believe, and he's a great guy.
Here is Boys.
Well, Boys, I believe, is going to win this game because he doesn't have any problems. He's got the ball in the side pocket. I believe he'll play next, then the other 2 balls, and then the 8 in the side.
It was interesting, Mike, what Joe was saying about, as an amateur, not seeing the patterns quite as clearly, not seeing as many balls ahead. And, of course, Joe, I was mentioning earlier when Mike was playing, when Mike was 12, 13, 14 years old, instead of listening to the teacher, he was drawing out patterns in school in his notebook.
Oh, well, you know what? When Mike was at the top of his game, he was the master. He was one of my favorite players ever. To watch. I used to love watching you on those AccuStats tapes.
All right. My game's there. Don't worry. These young whippersnappers, they think they're. The funny thing is, because Ephraim and I are the same age, they all consider him such a great player, but I'm over the hill. You follow what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This doesn't make sense.
Karl Boys chipping away. By the way, we had the opportunity to talk to Karl, our Rebecca Grant did, earlier today, and asked him how he prepared to play Pagulayan, but ended up having to face Robles from Brooklyn, New York. Let's hear what Karl Boys had to say.
Thanks, guys. Down here with Karl Boys. Now, you've been preparing for the last 5 weeks to play Alex Pagulayan, and all of a sudden you find out now you're playing Tony Robles. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling all right, to be honest. I mean, obviously Alex is scared to play, so it's one of them, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'll just have to play well against Tony, hopefully get the victory, and see if I can line up another Filipino next time.
Well, I don't know if he was really scared to play, but...
No, I think he was scared to play.
Okay, we'll take that. So what's your strategy against going after Tony?
Well, I don't really know. I've never seen him play 8-ball pool, to be honest, so it's just going to be... it'll be a case of, like, at the start of the match, just see what happens and just play it from there, really.
Is that your strategy, just very calm?
Yeah, always.
So how are you feeling about your game right now?
I'm playing okay. I've been playing a lot of 9-ball, though, but I've started using a pool cue. I used to use a snooker cue for the IPT. But it's a lot better using a pool cue. You can move the white round a lot better. But for 8-ball, it's more stun shots, and it's my game, really, so I'm feeling good.
8-ball is your game?
Yeah.
All right, so you're feeling good about this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Back up to you guys.
As Karl Boys, from originally from Manchester, now from Blackpool, the UK. Karl calling Pagulayan out there, saying he was afraid to face him. It wasn't a passport issue.
Yeah.
Of course, in a recent interview, he compared the Filipinos to pool, or like the Brazilians to soccer.
Well, he made a smart move. You see where he's breaking from? Because Tony Robles has made a ball there almost every time. So let's see what he does. He's not hitting them solid. Oh, he made one, though. He made two. He made 2 stripes. And I think the balls lay very well, I believe. I mean, he got a little... I think there's a minor problem here. I can't tell from this angle. But I believe they go. Right? It looks like the 11 and the 9 both go in the same pocket. And he's got shots. So we'll see what happens here.
John Denny here with Mike the Mouth Siegel and Joe Rogan, who's joined us for a few minutes here.
Mike, has it been frustrating over the years for you to see how many people play pool and yet still it's never been able to really break through the mainstream and become like a big professional sport?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Kevin and I've known Kevin 15 years. This was all my idea. I talked to him about this 10 years ago, about doing the IPT, and the first 3 events were spectacular, but they decided to reorganize everything, get this going on the internet, and then eventually come back with tournaments again. It's been a struggle. I mean, I would love to see that. I mean, naturally, you're in the limelight, you're out there playing in big events. And there's actually more people that play pool than golf and tennis combined. I know those numbers are hard to believe, but they're
crazy,
true.
Isn't it?
Yeah. About 50 million people in the U.S. alone.
Over 50 million people. And the overseas market, as you know, this is being broadcast live right in the Philippines.
This is being broadcast not live, but on ESPN Star, ESS, throughout Pan-Asia.
Right.
And other broadcast deals soon to be announced. But, we're proud to be bringing this live online. I mean, you watch pool on television these days. You see a match that took place 2 years ago.
They're showing me from the 1993 U.S. Open.
That's right.
Yeah. They're showing the one where I played, what's his name? I lose to Archer. No, I beat Archer, and then Tony Allen beats me.
Yeah, ESPN Classic matches.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I can't believe what I did that match. I had ball in hand and snookered myself.
Oh,
wow.
Missed it.
Well, meanwhile, Tony Robles, I don't think could win this game. There's no chance because I see the balls are all congested. That's the one thing about it. Well, the problem is you got Tony Robles. If we can get an upper view here, I'm going to show you what the big problem is. He's got the whole pocket blocked.
This is out.
If you look over in this area right here, see he's got a solid. There's no way in the world. He's got 2 solids there. I mean, he's got the 7 in the side, could maybe draw into him, break him up, I don't know, but the 11 is pretty, I mean, a lot of times in 8-ball, if you happen to have the right choice, you could miss 1 or 2 times and still win the game. I don't care how good you play. I mean, it would be unlikely Robles wins this game, but we'll see what happens.
Well, it's nice that he doesn't have a shot clock here either.
Right. And that was kind of goofy anyway, that shot clock, I mean, if they made it, if they had a clock up there, I always was against that. Okay, if you looked at a clock like you do in basketball and you see you got 5 seconds, boom. But when you're stroking, you've been up there, and then the guy looks at you and you say, "Oh, do I have 2 seconds? Do I have 8 seconds?" And it works on your mind, therefore you can't concentrate.
Well, the worst is the World Pool Masters. They play like a horn.
Yeah, right.
To let you know, and what a shark that is.
I know. Well, Larry Hubbard was playing one time. He was also a very top player. Oh, Tony made a great shot there, but
there you go.
Well, see the 5-ball. The 5 is going to have a big problem there. But going back to that, Larry Hubbard was playing great. He was near the end of a tournament, and it was at the Resorts tournament. He might have played me in the finals. He had like 2 or 3 matches to go. He was just about ready to pull the trigger, and what they did was they took 2 pool balls and they clicked them when there was 10 seconds left. And the guy just clicked it right for it. And he goes, after that, he couldn't make a ball. He lost all his concentration. Because now you're stroking, you go, when's the click coming?
That's the thing about pool, any little distraction.
Yeah, I really focused today. Was unbelievable how I really felt good. Realistically.
Well, on your last shot, the producer made a noise behind you. He had a piece of paper, and he folded up the piece of paper, and we all went, ooh. Because you had that long 15. It was,
I know, and you know what? I got out and I knew if I missed that, I lose the match. He only needed 53. I mean, more than likely I lose. But that was I almost knew I was going to win that match. When I got up to the table, I was loose. I said, I'm just going to enjoy it, because I put too much pressure on myself when I played Ephraim, when I played Laurie John, when I played in the IPT. Way too much pressure. I just should have been out there having fun, just what I did there, and you saw what happened. Right. And I know that game, I still have that game.
Karl Boys doesn't look like he's having a barrel of fun here as he sits and waits for his chance. Mike Siegel referring previously to his earlier match tonight online, defeating John Schmidt in a very tough straight pool match.
Well, I'm the world champion now because Schmidt beat Ortman, who was the world champion. I beat Schmidt. That makes me the champ.
How's it feel?
Feels good. That's another title.
It's good to be king.
Good to be the king.
I have all the old IPT matches that were on Versus. I have them all saved on my TiVo. I was so happy when the IPT came out and they were offering, real prize money and these huge tournaments, and you see it on television. It's gigantic room filled with diamond tables. I'm like, wow, finally they're getting it right. Look at this shot.
Well,
oh no.
Oh, he scratched. Well, see, here's the problem. He was trying to hit the 11 to play the 5. That's why what I was saying about unlikely he wins this game, because sometimes in 8-ball, the balls determine a lot of times. It doesn't matter how good you play, if you can win or lose the game.
And lest you think the IPT has gone away, this is the IPT. This is the International Pool Tour.com. Lots of nail-biting and interesting matchups to come.
And it is just a matter of time before the internet eclipses regular television anyway. I mean, it's really, the writing's on the wall. It's just a matter of time, and it might not be very long at all. They're already selling televisions with, Cat 5 connectors in them that you can hook up to the internet right away. Right. It's just a matter of time.
Well, the thing is, because I've talked to Kevin about, I've been, traveling with Kevin for about a month or so. And I was in Boston, where his family was. In fact, I'm going back there in about a week or so. And we went into the pool room to practice. They had diamond tables, everything. And I was talking to a lot of guys in the pool rooms. We went 2 or 3 different pool rooms. Nobody even heard of the IPT. So, I mean, we're working on that. Oh, he got a little careless there. This is not an easy shot.
That's Boston, though. That's where I grew up. I was, raised in Boston. Boston's a weird town for pool. New York is much more of a pool-playing town than Boston is. Boston doesn't have very many tournaments, doesn't have very many action rooms.
Plus, they're Red Sox fans.
Yeah, what Kevin has decided is to, I think they're hiring a company now to get it out. That's their expertise, is the online stuff, so people know the website. See, the more people know the website, the bigger this will get. Sure. I mean, that's actually the point I was trying to make.
Audiences are building literally with every online match, and there's a deft shot there.
Wow, you see these snooker guys, they just don't miss anything. Very rare when they miss a shot, because, they're used to playing even on the 8-ball, not just snooker, but the 8-ball is also played on rounded corners.
Yeah.
Karl Boys from England, edging closer. Is it tied now?
5-5.
It is 5-5 in a race to 15 here on the IPT Ultimate 8-Ball. Let's hear from Rebecca Grant, who caught up with Karl Boys and talked to him about how he got his start in American pool.
Thanks, guys. Down here on the floor with Karl Boys. Now, besides the fabulous haircut, the accent, now you're from the UK. UK is all about snooker. When did you start playing 8-ball?
I started playing when I was 14 years old in the local pub. It was across the road from my house, and they had it's a 7x4, it's like playing an American bar table, but one set's all yellows and then the other set's all red, and we have the 8-ball. And the Q-tip we use is like 8mm, which is obviously a big difference from American pool. But then when I was 21, 22, I heard about the IPT and I thought it's a good opportunity, so I just stopped playing English pool. And then I went to the qualifiers and did well, and then played the 2 events and did well. And then from then on, I've started to play 9-ball and try and learn the other games, really. So it's just gone on from English pool, really.
And then how about the tables? Do you find them very challenging with the small pockets and the slow cloth?
Yeah, the IPT tables are a lot better because it's a slow cloth, so you have to cue the ball better, it's better for the English players, to be honest, because I think we have the best stroke out of all the pool players, all the nations, and like the Simonis, it's all about knowledge, really, where the nap cloth, you just have to cue the ball well.
All right, well, he's got lots of confidence. Let's see what happens. Back up to you guys.
Karl Boys talking about how the English players have the best strokes of any pool players around the world, probably because of the snooker orientation.
Well, Yeah, they pocket balls great, but they don't move the cue ball around like Americans. So, see, in pool, you must be able to not only pocket the ball, but also move the cue ball in vast areas around the table. And a lot of the snooker players can't do that. So, you know, in snooker, they have great strokes. In pool, I don't know if it pays off as well. See, he's not hitting the ball solid. Of course, he scratched again. You see what I mean?
Is that just the luck of the draw, Mike?
No, because he hit him. If he'd have hit him solid, the odds of scratching and the odds of scratching are nil, and the odds of getting a shot are strong.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
if you control the
Tony,
cue ball.
Tony squats the rock every
Right.
time.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference because when you hit him solid, you usually make balls in a break. Plus, the cue ball is in a position where you can make almost any shot on the table.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of luck when you scratch.
What's the strongest part of your game, Joe Rogan?
Getting a good partner like me and playing doubles.
There
right?
you go. I've actually been taking a lot of lessons recently with Max Eberly.
Yep.
Oh,
Max
really?
is a good buddy of mine. And,
IPT member?
Yes, IPT member.
Yeah,
And,
Max. He was just here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just
Right.
left. And Max has tightened up my game quite a bit.
Tony's speeded the pace up a little bit here, and he's got a pretty easy run out. So he's going to play.
Follow that with right hand.
Follow that probably. Come out towards C. Now he's got his choice of two. He'd probably play the 5. I would say the orange ball, draw back 4 on the side, and then 1 ball, and then 8 in the corner. Right? See that one?
Tony's such a solid player in all games too.
He'll draw. Well, he didn't quite draw it back enough. See what I mean? So now he's going to have to take a little chance. He's going to have to go up table, come back down. Something could happen. Let's see what happens here. And he's got a look at this. You ready for this? Is he see?
Weird.
He just did the hand because he's got the angle going towards the 8.
So does he have to play in the side now?
I don't know, but he can't play the 8. See he can't play the 8 in the same pocket where he's going to play the 1.
Right.
That's because the ball slid. He should have been way.
Which is the 1, Mike?
The 1 is the yellow ball. So what's going to happen here? Right now the angle is going this way. He didn't want that. So he wanted the cue ball more over here. Play the 1 in there, and then play the 8 in this corner. Yeah. But he can't do that now. And the
Would
8
you
does
go
not,
all the way around the 10?
I don't know. It depends. So we can't really see it that well from here.
Oh,
He's
you
going
play
for the
the
side
side.
pocket, and he's hit a great shot there. See, he hit a great shot there, but that didn't have to turn out that well.
We're going to hear Tony Robles' prediction for this match after he hits the presumptive
Thought he missed that.
shot here and has taken the lead. Robles has edged ahead of Karl Boys from the UK. Here's what Tony Robles has predicted, his crystal ball for this 8-ball match. The silent assassin Tony Robles can't be silent on this answer. Who do you think is going to win this match, and what do you have to do to win?
I just have to play my game, that's all, and I'm pretty sure Karl feels the same way, and I'm just looking forward to a great match.
And the prediction? It's a race to 15?
Well, I'm not going to say I'm going to lose, so it'll probably be 15-14 Tony.
15-14 Tony. Yeah. A lot to look forward to.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Who was that bearded guy? I'm not so sure that terrorist look of mine is all that is working for me, Joe.
It's great for terrorist chicks. They
Yeah,
like
there
it.
you go. There you go.
All right, let's see how many.
Maybe I should shave.
Just be you, man.
There you go. The unshaven Joe Rogan.
Tony Robles. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But you know what? When he connects, he connects very solid. So
Up to 27.
all this meticulous preparation is well worth it.
29.
Right when I said that, I jinxed him.
He went right in and made a ball.
I jinxed him.
Well, I can see what's now. These balls are. Oh, got a little problem here. I see you got the 2 straight balls stuck together there. So more than likely he takes solids would be my guess. See, we got the balls right here. Those 2 balls, very tough to fool with. So if he takes solids, I think he looks pretty good. The 2 is actually the blue ball. I would play the 1 first, the yellow ball. Get that out of the way. Then, because all the balls are pretty much down they're on the right side of the table. So he should play the yellow ball first, I think that's what he should do. Of course, what do I know? You know, I'm sitting up here.
You're sitting up here now?
Yeah.
But you beat the world champion earlier.
Right. I only won 100 tournaments. I mean, you know, I was telling the guy one time, I said, you know, I think you should do it that way. Really? I said, well, you know, I won over 100 tournaments. I think I kind of know what I'm talking about. See, that's the right shot. Play that ball, get that out of the way. Then he only has to be concerned, you know, pretty much about this part of the table. You see what I mean?
Right.
And then he can kind of figure it out as he goes along.
He's just got to make sure he gets good on the 7 and the 5.
Well, once he can play the 1, this is what I would do, is play the 1, follow, get about here, play the 6 in here. That opens up these, and then the 2 goes up in the corner, see?
Right.
And if he can do it that way, because the 2 has to go up in the corner pocket, I'm pretty sure of that. The blue ball right here, this ball, that has to go up here, see? So, but he's got all those other balls right there, so I mean, it's not a dramatic, you know. I think the 1, then the green ball. I think that's what I would do. Okay, he did that. See, you watch what he does here. Because it doesn't matter. He can get on the 7, the 5, because they all both go in this pocket. Right. 3 goes on, you know, in the upper right. He's got to get on the 2 ball. That's the key ball. And the 8 goes on the side. But he didn't follow that far enough. See, he's got an angle. He should have been more straight on that. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, right. So he can play the 7, the maroon ball, follow down. See right there? That's where he wants to play the 2. Then he would play the 3, the red ball, then the 5, then the 8. That's my prediction.
Siegel knows what he's having for dinner after the match.
Yeah, I hope I know.
Veal Parmesan or?
Huh? I'm having Mexican tonight. I'm going to that place. I went there a few days. See, he may be the angle where he's going to hit the 13, then he tie up the 5. So he may have to play the 5 here. I don't know what he's doing. You can see from here, where we're watching on a monitor, it's a lot tougher to tell what's going on. See, he did play for the 5.
What's his next shot, Mike?
He's going to play the 5 and either play the 2. He'll play the 5 in here. Okay, kind of a bad line there. But he's got to get on this ball. This ball has to go up the corner. So that is what he's either going to play the 5. I would play the 5, then the 2. So the orange ball, blue ball, then the red ball. That's how I would do it.
Professor Siegel with the telestrator.
Oh, he's going to do that. Don't worry about it. And perfect. And he's perfect. Look, perfect. You couldn't have put it there with your hand. He'll play the 2. He almost has to stop. And he's got a little angle on the red ball, and he's good.
By the way, we'll go to another Mike Siegel pool tip on our next break in the action. Right now, Karl Boys has got a rhythm and a plan.
No, he definitely looks good, this wreck. I mean, he made a good run out. Except, he got lucky there, boy. See, he drew it. See how straight he is? I would have stopped and had the other angle. See, and he got a little lucky because if he's straight on that red ball, he's got a real tough shot on the 8. And he's got a little bit of an angle, but we'll see what he does. Oh, he had plenty of angle. And 8 in the side.
Well played game.
Yeah, no, he ran those perfect.
Now, Mike, I know you're a cue maker yourself. You know, you're not making them anymore. What do you think of these low deflection cues? Like both Karl and Tony, they both play with Predator shafts. What do you think about that? They weren't even around when you were playing, right?
No, they were. The thing is that I believe it's in the stroke. I think it may help a guy, but you know, here's what I tell everybody: when you aim at a shot, what the aim to you looks like and what it looks like to me, and that's what it looks like to you. So it doesn't matter what you're using, because you have to, in other words, when you sight a shot, there's no exact way to do it. When you sight a shot, what looks right to you when you pull the trigger, every cue and every shaft is different.
Professor Siegel in front of the class. Robles boys knotted at 6. Let's go to Mr. Siegel and another pool tip.
People always ask me, how do I aim? That's a good question. When you have a straight in shot, it looks simple. Hit the middle of the white ball, middle of the object ball, going into the middle of the pocket. When the cue ball has a slight angle, that's where the problems arise. My best advice to you is as you shoot, be aware of what part of the white ball hits the object ball. You'll make a lot more shots.
There it was.
The University of Billiards.
Yeah.
It's like the University of Phoenix.
Yeah, going back to those
that
shafts
hard.
and everything, with the different cues, there is something there. Like in my cues, they have a minimal deflection because of the way I design them and like that. So I don't really think it's a dramatic thing.
What do you do to design them to make them deflect less?
What I do is the way I taper the shaft and the phenolic joint. See, a steel jointed cue, most people don't use that today anymore because it deflects so much. I think it is a problem. Plus, you should always play with around a 13 millimeter or a hair under.
Nothing.
You know, because if you play with a fatter shaft, no matter what you use, it's going to deflect. So basically, you know, it has to do with your stroke because let's be realistic. People that play with every different make and model of every, you know, it's like golf. I mean, you can hit every driver, but yet, you know, you hit it a certain way. They promise you 10 or 15 yards every time. If you get 10 drivers, you should be hit it 300 yards further.
Well, the idea behind the low deflection shafts is that when you use in English, you don't have to compensate for its
to a degree.
swerving.
Well, you do have, well, like I said.
As much.
As much, but if you use a phenolic jointed cue with a 13 millimeter tip, there is very minimal deflection. See?
But I thought it was all about end mass, about the end, the tip and the ferrule, and like how much mass is at the end of it. Like they've done like a bunch of studies on that, and like what makes it deflect more.
Well, see, when I English a ball, I only go about a half a tip right or left to center. That's another thing. Now, if you spin and go way off to the edge of the cue ball, you're going to get way more deflection. I don't care what you use.
Right.
But if you stay, my advice to anybody, any amateur, any average player, I would suggest that they stay right or left of center, only about a half to 3/4 of a tip.
So you think a lot of people, they make a mistake when they use too much English?
Too much English. Or because you have to English every angled shot. There is no way can you shoot a shot that has an angle hitting the cue ball without English. But you won't get the same consistent cut every time. And there's no player in the world.
That's helping English, right?
Helping
so if you're
English.
going to cut a shot to the left, you put a little bit of right-hand English on the ball.
Exactly right. You have to do that because in order to really play the game the correct way, if you hit the cue ball in the center, if you punch your stroke, the ball cuts full. If you let up on your stroke, the ball overcuts. And if you happen to hit it and if you're hitting so close to center, let's say you really should be hitting it with right, but you're hitting near the center. Let's say your stroke isn't perfect, and at the very end you hit it a hair to the left. Then you miss it a block. That's why when I give lessons, I emphasize hitting right or left to center to a degree, you know.
And only a half a tip.
About maximum 1 tip. Maximum. Unless you're really trying to do, obviously a pro, like in golf, a guy's got an 8-iron with a tree in front of him, he's got to hit it 190 yards, they can do that. Okay? So obviously I can pretty much do, tricks with the cue ball that the average player probably couldn't do. But overall, that's what they should be doing. And their game will improve.
Powerful knowledge from Mike Siegel.
Yeah, that costs money now. That was a big money factor.
You give a lot of lessons now, you were saying.
I do lessons. Yeah, I do, private lessons. My fee is pretty up there, so,
What's pretty up there?
It's up there.
Up there.
Ask Kevin. We're talking.
You can't even talk about it on the internet?
It's big.
Sure, you just got some pro bono.
Yeah, you just got probably
I got beautiful
$2,000 worth.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
You're really up there.
Yeah,
You're not kidding.
Yeah, I'm up there. I do one a year, but it pays. No, but I am going to start doing, with Kevin, we're going to start, promoting. But, realistically, this is the way I look at it. I am a pretty good instructor. That's how I got the color of money. I come across real well. I can see a guy's flaws immediately, and I know how to improve his game. And if I don't, I don't have to pay. So, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah, you taught Tom Cruise how to play, right?
I taught Tom Cruise. The guy didn't know a pool cue from a baseball bat. And within 3 weeks, he was running the table. That's hard to believe.
Wow.
But in 9-ball. But the reason why is because they take directions so well. See? The director says to the actor, da-da-da, and they do it. See, and he retained all the information I told him.
That's one of the grossest things about movies with pools, when the players obviously don't know how to play.
Yeah. No, he looked and he studied my break. He did the body and the shaft bending, and I'll tell you what, the son of a gun could play. And he loved pool. I stayed in touch with him about 5 years after Color of Money.
A lot of people don't know it, Joe, but Mike also taught Tom Cruise how to fly a fighter jet.
Yes, I did that too.
No, actually, that's not true.
But he did get that spin the cue thing from me.
Mixing cocktails in that other movie?
No, he got the spin the cue. Everybody in the world, when I used to go into a pool, everybody was spinning the cues. The owners are going crazy because all the house.
Now what's happening here, Mike?
There was a mark on the ball, so he elected to have the ball, clean, and they put a little marker down there, like a V, where the ball should be.
Yeah, I love these diamond tables, but if you fire a ball into the pocket, the leather does mark up the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Got to clean them off sometimes. I have one of these IPT tables at home from one of the tournaments you guys put on in Vegas.
Is it it's tight then, right?
Yeah, it's the same tightness. I switched it to Simonis 860.
Right. Well, here's what happens. In the tournaments when we play in Vegas, over 3, 4, 5 days, these things get so slow and so tough, it's brutal. And for the average player, the cloth and everything, of course it depends how the cloth is stretched too, because I played on Simonis where
it's not tight,
it's not stretched and it plays slower than this.
Right, yeah. So, sure, if it's not done correctly.
Yeah.
Well, the endurance, it is a war of attrition, a lot of these matches, let alone tournaments.
Right.
And we're engaged in a
Karl Boys.
Tough one here, Karl Boys.
Wow.
Karl Boys, a lot of talk about pool cues. He's trusting his fate to his pool cue and has taken a lead. Joe Rogan, what is coming up for you next?
Well, I just did a new show on CBS. It's called Game Show in My Head, and it'll be on sometime in the fall. And of course, I do all the color commentary for the UFC, and I still do stand-up comedy almost every weekend.
Right, so we're not going to see you on the IPT tour?
No, but
you're not going to leave it all for.
I'm a big fan, and I'll always be watching, and I play, like I said, as much as I can.
That's very good.
I love it.
Well,
if you can afford me one day, we'll hook up.
I don't think I can. No. Talking to you right now, I don't think I can. $2,000 just to learn how to aim.
Get out that Black American Express card.
Yes.
I can imagine how much you charge for those beautiful cues.
Well, we could figure something out.
Listen,
it's got to be a nice thing, though, to win something with a cue that you made yourself.
Yeah. I have, like I said, I kind of retired permanently from that. I have 6 cues, and that's all there is, you know what I mean? So I'm not looking, if I get the right price, I sell them. If not, I just keep them. I mean, there's no.
Here's Karl Boys.
He made one.
And he did.
Like what's the one that you were playing? What does that go for?
That cue, that's probably about, today, that cue's probably 10 grand.
Damn.
Yeah, what? Well, it's worth it.
Beautiful, though.
That's a gorgeous cue. I have some in the 5 range, though. Maybe, that might fit your budget. But you know what it is? They're collector cues. I mean, I play with them, but let me tell you something. Somewhere down the road, I feel when the smoke clears, watch this. I'm in the Hall of Fame in pool as the youngest, right? So they have a cue makers Hall of Fame. I may not be alive by then, but somewhere down the road, I will be in the cue makers Hall of Fame. Okay, so I'll be in both Hall of Fames. And I think when the smoke clears, my cue will be the most sought after cue on the planet. They talk of the Balabushka, the this, that, the other thing. I don't think so. I think when the smoke clears, they'll all say, I remember when.
Well, at least you're modest.
Well, that's what I believe.
Look at this.
He scratched. That's what I believe. I mean, and a lot of people agree with me.
Mike, is this simply, Karl can't believe it, is this just simply now hours into this match, just a loss of focus?
I don't know. I think he was trying to hit that ball and just play a safety. Did he hit something, or Tony has cue ball in hand?
I think Tony's got cue ball in hand.
We weren't paying attention because we were.
You were talking about the smoke clearing.
Talking about
He's talking about the Cue Makers Hall of Fame. He's got that mantelpiece ready.
The induction speech.
Yeah, he's ready.
No, I probably. And if they're listening, they got him. They don't want to put me in, but they're gonna have to. Don't worry.
How many cues did you make, Mike?
I probably made 800-900.
800 or 900, really?
Oh yeah, over from '94 till. What's this? Probably 06, 07.
His ball in hand.
13 years. It's not a lot.
Joe, if you could be in any Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Joe, which one would you choose?
Oh, I don't need to be in any Hall of Fame.
Billiards Hall of Fame.
Sure, billiards. Because that's the most preposterous. For me.
They have a comedians Hall of Fame?
No, they do not.
They should.
Nah.
It's just thinking of, now we're really getting off track here, but I saw George Carlin. That's really a shame there.
Yeah, well, you know what? He left a gigantic body of work. That's the beautiful thing about that guy. That guy did an HBO special every year and a half, and just so many people he influenced.
Yeah, I love the skit about baseball and football. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
The 7 dirty words.
The 7
Place
dirty
to keep my stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he was one of the greats. You know, without a doubt, one of the greatest thinkers ever. His rants on government and religion were some of the best ever.
Yeah.
Sort of a heir apparent to Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
George Carlin, and controversial, and captured a voice of a generation.
Yeah,
really.
and like Lenny Bruce, he was also locked up for profanity.
That's right, by the FCC.
And he seemed to be around for so long and never changed. His look seemed the same for like ever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he was an unusual dude.
Mike, outside of the hair, you don't look a day over 30.
You know, you're right. The funny thing is, watch from '93 when they show, everybody says I look exactly the same.
That's ridiculous. Those people are lying to you.
No, Kevin said that.
Kevin's lying to you. Trust me.
We
all look older, my friend. Me, you, everybody. I look at myself from news radio and I go, oh my God, is that even the same human? Time is a ruthless
isn't it
bitch.
awful? It's terrible.
Time beats us all, my friend.
Joe, your tattoos look as young as ever.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fresh.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to tattoo,
get
some
a
private.
sleeve.
Look at that. Nah. I'm going to get the ear. I'm doing the earring. I'm shaving the hair off. I'm
Why
doing the
not?
whole.
Go crazy.
I'm going for a new look. Next month they won't recognize
Start
me.
lifting weights.
Yeah, I'm going to do
Go
the
for it.
what's the guy from Germany, the Kaiser. I'm doing that one.
The Kaiser?
Yeah,
Who's the guy from Germany?
Ralph Souquet. Look what he did here.
What does
Look,
Ralph Souquet
look.
do? Oh, the
Mike,
shaving
what-
his head? Oh, that was a big mistake there.
Yeah, I mean, Tony's made a mistake here. How does he extricate himself from this?
Well, he can still
he
play
has
the
big
10.
problems.
He
He's
can
gotta-
slice the 10 in.
Yeah. Well, what happened when he drew the cue ball back? He tried to be on. Well, we're going to see what happens when he shoots this.
Seems like he can still slice
This
that
is a
in.
very tough shot. Very tough. Very tough shot.
Powerful.
Well, unbelievable.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm talking
that might be
about.
one of the greatest shots he's ever. I'm telling you right now.
Let's
Silent
see that
assassin.
one again.
Yeah,
If we could
let's-
see that one again, the silent assassin.
That's a
indeed.
9-ball player shot right there.
That's a tough shot right there.
That's the thing about 9 balls. You have to come with shots like that all the time.
We'll get a
to
chance
get
to
out.
see it again in a minute.
He's out here, bounce one rail. Oh, what's this?
Wow.
Ooh, made it
Boy,
tough.
That's a very tough shot.
He pulled back, right? He didn't draw it enough?
I don't know if he was trying to come across the table. Well, it's like I said, the rails are acting spongy, so the ball probably didn't go up high enough.
Wow, not as much bounce.
Yeah. And the angle came off different, flatter instead of like more up table.
Here's Robles.
Nice
Said
shot.
maybe that's it.
Oh, he made
What a
three,
nice shot.
three good shots there.
What a good shot.
7-7. What was my prediction? 15 to 13 or 14 or
It is
15?
tied
Or 12.
at
Or 12,
7.
yeah, throw that
Can
in.
never do it the easy way. I
Or
always have to do the
12.
hard way.
Rebecca Grant from the IPT had a chance to catch up with Blackpool's Karl Boys and did a little snooping and found out what's in his bag.
Thanks, guys. Here with Karl Boys. Now, golfers have their golf clubs and pool players have their bags. So let's hear about what's in your bag, Karl.
Let's take a look.
All right. Not much here. What's going on?
No, basically, the Predator cues, they send me the cues. It's just a Predator BK2. That's what I break with. This is a Predator 5K, whatever. And
What kind of tips are you using?
I'm not actually certain, to be honest. I just give it somebody and they put a tip on, and as long as it's like that sort of shape, I'm happy with that.
So you're not real particular with what you
No,
use?
I mean, I just basically try and use any cue, basically, and I don't really look into all that. And then we've got one piece of chalk.
There you go. It's all about the player talent rather than the equipment.
Yeah.
Back up to you.
It's 9 o'clock, 10
Robles
after 9.
from New York. Boys from
Come on, I got the
the
hot chick
United
waiting for
Kingdom.
me.
It is tied at
Speed
7.
this up. This
Mike
cocksucker
Siegel
got-
worried about his 11 o'clock Dantana's reservation, which they will not honor at
The
4 in the morning.
stalkers are looking for him right now.
That's it.
It's going to be at Dantana's.
Here is
Actually,
Robles again.
we ate at where they have my picture up, by the way, in the Palm right next door.
Oh, they have your picture
Yeah,
up
of
at the
course
Palm?
they have my
A
picture.
drawing?
Yes, I'm up
Nice.
there.
Nice.
Been there for years. You know, I'm celebrity status. You know.
Listen, I know who you are.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
don't have to tell me.
Here's Robles with the
There's
break.
scratched again.
Oh,
no, he
scratched.
didn't. Then he almost made one. Or did he?
That's a
I'm breaking in the same.
That's either a sigh of relief from Boys or a sigh of exasperation from Robles. And Boys has his
Yeah,
shot
Robles
again.
didn't make a ball in the break. Now, see, it's hard for me to believe he hit those pretty well that he didn't switch and go to another, section of the table. Yeah, this match is run. Well, see, again, this is what it boils down to. If guys are making balls in a break, the match is much faster paced. if they're not making balls in the break, you know, I mean, going back to our match in the straight pool, I mean, he said it right. A 60-ball run on the way the table's playing is like a 100-ball run normally. You know, that's because the table is playing. You know, here it's not breaking. The balls aren't going in. It slows everything down. Yeah. You know, because Robles wants to play faster, and so does Karl. But you can't under these circumstances.
Karl Boys, of course, was expecting to play the Filipino Pagulayan. Instead, has his hands full with Puerto Rico's own, or at least Nueva York's own, Tony Robles.
So Pagulayan lost his passport? Is that what happened?
The story goes that Pagulayan lost his passport and they wouldn't let him into the USA.
You don't believe him?
That's possible.
I just said allegedly, that's all.
Allegedly. Peter Luger's now. You've been in New York, right?
Yeah, I love that place.
My favorite.
Outstanding.
Mike, with
Great
the transition to
steakhouse.
steakhouses in New York, I don't quite know where that came from.
That's how the Siegel mind works, my friend.
That was as smooth as butter.
See, you know.
Peter Luger's is outstanding.
It's my favorite. All cash.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get back to the pool now here because these guys are, you know. So he's got solids. He looks like he's in very good shape. I think he's going to play he's got his choice. I think he's playing the 5, the orange ball. Yeah, he looks pretty good this
Two in the side.
2 in the side. Okay. Plays the 2 in the side. Then I believe he can play the
1 down the corner and then 3 in the side?
I think, well, he can either play the 3 up here. The 1 will go either there or here. And the 8 goes in a multitude of pockets. It depends. I think he has too much angle on the 2. See, the cue ball looks like it's going to our left.
If he plays the, oh yeah.
You see what I mean? So he may have to, and I don't think he can play the 2 and play the 1 down the right-hand bottom corner pocket either. But I mean, like I said, from here it's very tough to tell because we're seeing this on a monitor, so the angles are always a little different. Oh,
there
he
he
drew
goes.
it back.
Nice.
But now he's got a problem.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, no, that was not good.
What do you do here? Do you draw back and
You
try to
lose.
take it from the other side?
You lose from here.
Does he draw back and just try to go 1 rail back?
He
and
can't.
forth?
The 10's in the way. He may be able to power through the 10 ball.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to do here.
Show the audience, Mike, the 10. Where's the 10?
Oh, he bumped it.
Well, that was a great
nice.
shot.
Yeah.
But the 10 was the stripe ball. That was a great shot there. But see, from here, it looked like he was going to hit it automatically.
Right.
The stripe ball, which is right over here. See, when he shot that, it looked like he was going to hit that ball.
What I was thinking is that he would go up and back if it was possible.
Yeah. Very impressive telestrating.
Yes, there you go.
That's a finger too. I don't even use a pen. I'm crazy.
He's
And
got
an
the
8 ball
8
on the side.
Yeah, he made a good run there.
These snooker players have such great fundamentals. You know, Allison Fisher, Tony Drago.
Yeah, they pocket balls very, very well, but again, the stroke is not there. See, and the, you know, so he goes ahead 8-7. The game has changed over the years.
Because of Simonis, because of the faster claw.
I don't know. I just remember when I was playing a lot of 9-ball and 8-ball, a few tournaments, I was firing balls in and on the end rail jacked up, and I mean, I just you don't see that style anymore, you know.
Karl Boys.
What do you think that is?
8-7.
I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, the women run the balls differently than the men. They roll the ball a lot, and the snooker players follow that.
Do the women roll the ball more because they play on these giant buckets? Because they play on huge pockets, right? They have 5.5-inch pockets.
Well,
not taking anything away from their skill.
No, there's
but
a strength element involved. Okay, when you power the ball like the way I like to play, hit it firm, low, like that.
Here's we are in a race to 15. Boys to break.
See, he has he never hits him, but he made 1, 2. He made a couple that time.
There he goes.
Cue ball hit 6 rails.
This ain't bad.
Well, I see ready a problem right here.
Right.
We have
The
that
8 and
problem,
9,
the 8
yeah.
and the 9. Okay.
Yeah, where does the 8 go?
The 9 doesn't go, or the 8.
Yeah,
So
the 9 goes in the side if he can clear that
let's see what
area.
he made here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think he has his choice, which makes matters a lot easier.
So if you make one of each, you have your choice?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Now the rule that they're doing, let's say you make 1 solid and 2 stripes.
Right.
They say you're supposed to have stripes. I'm going to try and change that because if you make 2 stripes and a solid, you should have your choice.
Right.
I believe, at least if you make 1 of each.
Wasn't the old rule that if you just made a ball, you had your choice?
Yeah. See, that was my mistake. It made the game way too easy.
Yeah.
Because if you made a solid and the solids were tough, and the stripes were just throw them in, then everybody picked the stripes.
Right.
So
it was interesting, Mike and Joe. Karl Boys was a golfer, quit golf actually to play more pool. And of course, John Schmidt is a golfer. Mike, you're a fairly accomplished golfer. It's an interesting kinship between golf and pool. Why do you think that is, Mike?
I think it's like eye-hand coordination. I think the sports are similar as far as they're very challenging and they're very rewarding. See, so of course, well, I don't want to knock his game, but John Schmidt is a phenomenal golfer. I mean, he shoots in the 60s from the tips. You know what I mean? We're talking, he can shoot 63. It's like, he plays like Tiger. I couldn't believe that.
And the ability to completely knock out all distractions. I mean, look, this is a putt right here on the 18th.
Well, I always said there's much more pressure in pool than any other sport. I mean, they can talk to their blue in the face. I'm going to tell you, here's
you
why.
You get your chance. In golf, you get a chance always.
But here's the other thing. In pool, where do they 99% of the times make the mistake in golf? Usually, where is it?
I don't know.
On the putting green. Putting green. Okay, you know why? It's all nerves. Pool, every shot is nerves. Hit it with the right speed, don't let up, don't hit it too hard. It's all nerves.
Right.
So you're putting a 3.5-foot putt on a curler in pool every time you shoot a shot.
Well, also,
That's what it boils
especially
down
either
to.
with winter breaks, rotation, or with straight pool, a guy can keep you in the chair and you don't even get to shoot.
When I was playing the match with Schmidt, when I was shooting the last ball, I knew if I missed that, I'd lose the game. He needed 53.
Right.
See, I knew I'd lose. See, and you know, I mean, so, and you can get an unlucky break. Let's say you broke him over the table, kiss, 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 you get scratched. That's what happened the first time we played, and that's when I broke my shaft. So, those scenarios come up all the time. You're way ahead, the other guy comes back.
One of the things that Mike was saying, Joe, before his match tonight was he felt he had the physical skills. You know, he still had the adroitness and and could still play pool at the physical level.
Obviously.
But what he was questioning was his focus.
Right.
And you had it tonight.
Definitely had it, and you know what? I've had this. I've been playing for the last 2 or 3 months, and I see around a pool table, I'm really starting to focus because you know I've been having some minor issues, but I feel that's like my job. It's like I'm getting away from this over here, and I'm starting to play pool. And it's like I'm getting caught up in my work, and I'm starting to really focus. Maybe that's what I needed, you know.
Well, that's with so many things in life. It's just how much desire you have, how much focus, how much desire, how much attention rather you put to whatever you're trying to do.
Right.
And when you're young, you know, it's pool's your whole world.
Right.
That's why so many young guys are so good at it. And then you get older, you have a wife and kids and a job and a mortgage and this and that.
Yeah.
And all the above.
Yeah, so I find that I'm focusing in pool much better. Last 2 or 3 months, fantastic.
Uh-oh.
Look at this. Wow, we got lucky there.
So he's going to try to break up that 9-ball, 8-ball, right?
Yeah, I guess he's going to play the 13, the orange stripe ball, I believe, and try and hit into the 9. Now, well, he doesn't have to do that. He can actually play this ball down here.
Right.
He can play this ball and try and get the cue ball here. Well, that's a bad drawing. Say right there to play the 9 up in the corner was the right way to play it. Now he can gamble and try and break
it up. The right way to play it is to not gamble.
9 in the corner. That would be the correct way to play it, because if he hits the 9, if he does something here, first of all, he doesn't have to get a shot. See, and he could put the 8 on the rail. I don't like this at all. No, I didn't like that.
He pulled it off.
Well, it's not automatic even for, well, look, the 9, well, he can't play the 9 where the 5 is. See,
He's got to use the bridge here. Can he reach the shot?
I don't know, but see, the ideally, if he plays this ball down here, that he wants to play the 9 up there, but it doesn't go. So and he's got, the only thing is probably play 9 in here, maybe 9 in there, and that is not going to be easy from the. He may be able to draw it back. I just can't tell, but I wouldn't have done that what he did there. It was risky.
Joe, do you have a favorite player?
Mike Siegel. He's right next to me.
There you go.
Come on. No, I like a lot of the different qualities that a bunch of different players have. Mike, of course, being one of them for sure. But I enjoy Earl Strickland's game, and I'm a big fan of Efren's game, of course, and a lot of the Filipino players. Alex Pagulayan, I was actually looking forward to watching him play tonight.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's
well, see, this is another. point of when the guy's got to move the balls with a stroke around the table, they're lost. And this is, I mean, that was not a tough shot, and
he was reaching though.
But
yeah,
a lot of those shots come up in pool where the snooker type guys don't execute those shots very well. Pocketing the ball and just making them, they're fabulous.
What's he gonna do now?
He loses. I mean, there's no way in the world he could win this game.
Can he play safe? No.
I don't see how. How are you gonna play safe? You got one ball on the table and it doesn't go.
And the other ball is way at the end of the table.
Well, Tony's
got to figure out a way to make the end ball. What is that? The 7?
His only chance is to maybe. Well, he's got 2 chances. He could try and bank this like here.
Right.
That's a chance.
But if he plays safe, he's got to make sure that
he can't play safe.
He
no,
can't,
no,
right?
there's too many balls on the table. All Tony's got to do is roll up and hit a ball and leave him no shot.
Right.
There's no. I mean, the odds of winning this game is like he should just shoot at the bank because it's like he's 100-to-1 underdog to win the game from here. Playing a good player now.
Right.
You're not talking about some guy that's going to make a few solids and miss.
Right.
You know. That's what I would do.
He's going to bank it?
Well, that's his only chance he can do.
It looks like he's trying to. I was thinking that he was trying to bank it in the corner, but he's not going to try to do that. In the upper left-hand corner?
He might.
Would it go past the 7?
I think, but I think the other way is better.
Oh, it does go past the 7 if you look at it here.
I think the other way is better. I think the original shot, the long bank, I think is the correct shot. I mean, it's still tough.
What's the best shot for position, though?
Well, he goes across the table. The 8, I mean, you got to make this first and then hope you get a decent shot on the 8. But the 8 goes in the lower right-hand corner pocket. Oh, my
look
God.
At that.
And it was going. It was
Wow.
going, too. It was going.
Oh,
that's a bad break.
Actually, Tony Robles has not got a hanger right here. See, he's got to shoot the 5, I think, and that's not a hanger.
Can he shoot the 7, too? It looks like he could shoot the 7.
I don't know. It looks tough.
It's hard to tell.
Because he's close to the 5 ball. Anytime you're close to a ball, it's tough to judge. Let's see what he does here. I mean, if he misses, believe me when I tell you, the cue ball will definitely be somewhere on that side of the table, because where the 9 is.
Here's Tony Robles trying to take advantage here.
See where the cue ball wound up?
Yeah.
So if he did miss, that's where so the guy doesn't really have a shot anyway.
Right.
That's the problem. When you're playing a good player in 8 ball, they know where to put the, even if they did miss, you don't have a shot.
At the conclusion of this game, we're going to hear from Tony Robles about the big M, momentum, and how much it means to a pool player to be in stroke and to come into a match with a couple of wins.
Mike, that's got to be one of the hardest things about straight pool when you're sitting for a long time. A guy makes a big run, then finally he misses, and you have to get up out of your chair for an hour.
It is tough because when I was sitting there and I was focused, and he missed that 7 ball. I guess I ran out from there.
Yeah.
I got up and I was a little weak, tired, but it turned out okay.
Weak just from watching?
Oh, here's Speak of the Devil.
John Smith just joined us in the booth.
We're going to need an audio guy to hook him up, so we need someone from the staff to hook him up.
All right, Tony should run out this rack.
John Schmidt has joined us in the booth, and he's going to actually join us in the with some commentary when Mike Siegel has to go make a phone call and push his dinner reservation back.
Yes, I may do that.
There it
It's
is.
9:30. You might want to.
A win for Robles there.
9-8.
And it is...
It's 8-8.
8-8.
8-8. Robles and boys as tight as can be. Let's go to Rebecca Grant, who had a moment. Well, actually, I had a moment because Robles came in so late, just a couple of hours before the match. And let's hear what Tony had to say about momentum and what it means in the world of pool. Tony, you're coming off of 2 major victories. Your last 2 tournaments you've won, correct? How important is momentum to a pool player?
It's very important because you build up confidence. And what happened was, in the past, I wasn't competing as much, so I started the Predator 9-ball tour, and I've had players like Mika Immonen, Thorsten Holman coming over, and I just had it out with Mika this past week, and he beat me on the winner's side, and I beat him in the final for the victory.
So momentum important. I mean, you're in stroke right now.
Yes, I feel very, very confident about my game right now.
How important is this for you to win for Brooklyn? I mean, you're playing a Brit.
Well, I mean, some of my best friends are from Europe, so I have nothing against them. But yeah, I have a lot of people cheering for me, so it's definitely very important to me.
That was Tony's way of a shout out to Brooklyn. Back to me and Grady. That's right. Back to me and not Grady actually, but here with Joe Rogan, who's hanging in with us and sharing some of his insights. And we've been joined by John Schmidt,
who's still thinking about that
played
7-ball
earlier in the match. And there is John. John, you're coming off a tough match, a tough loss.
Yeah.
You faced the Mouth at his most sort of storied and fabled. I mean, he played well tonight.
Yeah, he did. He settled in and made some really tough shots on me. He deserved to win. I dogged that 7-ball, and that's all it takes in a short match like that.
Well, it wasn't even a dog. It was just like you just didn't think about it for a second. It wasn't a tough shot, right?
No, it wasn't too tough. I was trying to avoid a scratch, but
especially after that beautiful 3-ball you made.
Right.
John, what's your sense of this match right now? It's very tight. Here's Tony, of course, taking his prerequisite 30 or 35 practice strokes before he...
Yeah, he's kind of got the Sergio Garcia thing going with the break. I love Tony to death, but I think when he watches this later, you know, it's something you don't realize you're doing as you're playing as much. But yeah, 20, 30 strokes is not quite what you want for the spectators. But, you know, Karl has played way more 8-ball than Tony. You know, Tony doesn't play 8-ball. He's played it some, but that's the game. They play English pool in England with the yellows and the reds. And
yep.
It's 8-ball on a small table, so Karl's comfortable with this game.
This is as much a war of attrition, a match like this, as it is artistry and elegance and poetry and focus. I mean, really, the one who stays most focused ultimately will win this match.
Well, they've changed.
Last man standing.
Right, John. They've changed the rules a little bit too. With you have to take what you make, which makes running out a lot harder. And instead of, I think the last tournament we had, Rodney Morris broke and ran out 40% of the time. When the table, you know, if you make a stripe, you can take solids. The top players will break and run out 40% of the time. With these rules, you're going to do real well to break and run out, say, 20, 25% of the time.
Do you like these rules, or do you prefer the other rules?
I think the other rules are better because you can get penalized when you make 2 stripes on the break. Now you've got to take stripes, and the balls are laying impossible. So really, it takes a lot of luck to make a few balls on the break and then have that set of balls be usable. Oh, no, there's
2.
Yeah, he figured to make that one. But again, you know, this cloth is not quite what we're used to. Pockets are very tight, and there's a lot of pressure. I missed a shot easier than that in my match, so I know all about it.
How much 8-ball do you play, John?
I've played it very little. It's not really a magical game to understand. It's kind of like straight pool. You know, you work your way backwards to the 8-ball. There hasn't been a lot of safeties and a lot of moving. Now, last pocket 8-ball is a totally different animal. You have got to know how to play that game. That's a lot. That's like a chess match. But this is a pretty offensive game. You know, you got to have a good break and
last pocket 8-ball is.
Well, that you got to shoot the 8-ball in the pocket that you made your last ball, and it is a completely different. You try to believe me, a game can take 2 hours playing last pocket 8-ball if you really know what you're doing. It's quite boring to watch, but there's a lot of strategy to it. This is more of a wide open thing. But again, with these rules, you're not going to see as many break and runouts in the set. Whatever they had 2 so far, maybe.
Yeah. The players also seem very methodical. I mean, it looks like no one wants to make the mistake.
Right, right. And that's kind of, you know, the pressure, the money, the TV. When these guys are practicing, they would have played, you know, 10 more games by now. But they're both almost over trying, which can happen, you know. Yeah. They're both great players. I mean, they definitely know what they're doing, and they're trying to adapt to this cloth that has a different friction and speed than they're used to. So.
How hot was it getting for you?
It was getting pretty hot, and I noticed Karl.
That was a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, it was getting hot, and Karl's got that turtleneck on. I don't think that's quite, you know, the thing he should have worn, but he might not have thought about how hot it's going to be out there under the TV lights.
Yeah, he is
he's eating his fingers.
Yeah, pool will do that to you.
I think he missed his dinner reservation too.
He looks like a madman.
He does.
Well, he said something that kind of got the crowd and the players fired up. He said, well, I feel that, you know, that the UK or I guess English players cue the ball better, which, you know, I disagree with personally, but you know, the game they grew up playing is more, you just pot the ball, you're not playing as big a position, so it's a different type stroke. But we have so many American games where you have to move the cue ball big distances, and you have to develop a big, wristy, powerful stroke.
That's exactly what Mike Siegel was just saying.
Right.
What is your favorite game, John? Because I know you play all games.
Well, I really like one pocket and straight pull. I think straight pull is the most fair game because it's call shot, you know, very little luck. So it would be one pocket and straight pull, and then I like 10 ball. 9 ball is much too easy, much too lucky. But 10 ball is very lucky. 10 ball is a lot more luck than, say, straight pull. So.
Right. Now, there's like a move to try to make 10 ball call, isn't it? There's a lot of people that want to do that, call shot 10 ball.
Well, see, the problem, Joe, with like 10 ball is when you break and you miss, you know, the other guy doesn't have a shot and all that. In straight pull, when you miss, the other guy's always going to have a shot, and you can control your own destiny.
Right.
I just think straight pull is the best game. I just got beat at it, and I'll still say it's, you know, I won the U.S. Open playing 9 ball, so you'd think I would be hep on 9 ball. I think 9 ball is a horrible game, and it's the only game that's put me on the map winning the U.S. Open.
Right.
But it's a joke compared to straight pull.
And it's just the American attention span that penalizes the game of straight pull in this country on television.
Exactly. Well, you know, this cloth made our straight pull match, even though we didn't have these massive runs, there was more drama. It was like I'd run a rack, Mike would run a rack. So.
It was a good match.
And it's the same with this 8 ball. You know, they're not breaking and running 7, 8 racks in a row. There's a lot of moving. It's like a chess match.
Yeah. Close as can be.
Here's Tony. We're going to go to Rebecca Gran in a moment.
Silent Assassin, W.
Talking to Karl Boys, who is experiencing the sunshine of L.A., which they don't get too much of in Blackpool. They certainly don't get the L.A. sunshine in Blackpool. So let's go to Rebecca and Karl Boys.
Back here with Karl Boys. Now, you're in Los Angeles. That's a long way from Blackpool, England. How do you like playing in the States?
Oh, I love it. I mean, in Blackpool, you have about 6 weeks of the year where it's sunny and it's nice, but you come here and it's like 10, 11 months out of the year. It's absolutely red hot, as you can tell by the face. I'm a bit sore. I love the place.
So, yeah, is that sunburn on your forehead?
Yeah, me and my friend Mark, we hired a convertible and we've been down to Rodeo Drive and round Bel Air with the roof down, thinking we're clever, and obviously this is the end result.
Oh, it looks pretty good on you.
Cheers, thanks.
All right, cheers. Back up to you.
Karl Boys. Karl Boys enjoying the sunshine of L.A. I spend a lot of time in the UK myself, and
why are you over in the UK
they don't
so
get
much?
They don't get a lot of sunshine. Oh, a lot of media stuff, cool stuff.
Yeah, I go over every couple months for the UFC.
Yeah. London's a great town. Here with John Schmidt and Joe Rogan.
Speaking of Joe, Rebecca mentioned that you're a great player, and you know, for a celebrity, you're probably the best celebrity player I know of. Now, you've ran, I think, 70 playing straight pool.
68 actually.
Wow, Joe. Now that's pretty good.
4 racks and 9 ball.
So we're trying to stir you up a match.
That was a long time ago. I don't play any
Well,
straight
if
pool
you had
anymore.
some time to get prepared and you knew you had a match, you know, like a boxing match, you would train for a couple months to get in stroke.
Yeah, well, the Action Report was trying to do something like that. They were trying to hook me up with a pro poker player, Daniel Negreanu, but apparently he doesn't really play anymore. He's busy with poker. But yeah, I would do something
There's
like that.
got to be a
fun.
celebrity out there that thinks they can beat you, but I'm going to bet on you.
Paul Sorvino, apparently. Mike Siegel was saying Paul Sorvino plays.
Quite a number of celebrities over the last couple of years, from Johnny Damon of the Yankees through DMX the rapper.
I like to play DMX.
I'll tell you,
as long as we get a crack test.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to make sure he's crack free.
That's a little urine in the bottle before the match. Steve-O came by one of the IPT matches.
Again,
and
crack test.
There you go.
Really?
Well, we'll leave it at that.
Well, Mark Kendall, the guitarist of Great White's in the crowd, and he's a pretty good player back in the day.
I heard he plays real good.
I think he would have been a close match for you, prime for prime. I know you're out of stroke right now, but we need to see you get in the box.
I have a table at home right now. You know, I have one of these IPT diamond tables.
Okay.
I've been playing a little bit lately.
It sounds like a Rogan Efren Reyes match.
It's brilliant. It's funny. Yeah, watching him play last time, the last internet IP, it was just like, man, you almost think about quitting. You're like, why am I even bother playing this game? I'm not even playing in the same game.
And he's so laconic, makes it so easy. Doesn't have a great break.
No. And that kid, you know, Austin Murphy, I mean, for a young, how old is he?
14.
14. Yeah, really. That kid's got a very bright future, very talented. Yeah. He was a little shaken in the beginning, but once he loosened up, he got out some nice racks.
We're going to show another Mike Siegel pool tip, by the way, after this game. Tony appears to have picked up his pace a little bit.
Yeah, he made a real nice out there, John. He slid in between the 5-4 from nowhere. So
yes,
he's got a 2-game lead now, and that's a big lead playing in this format.
That's right. So another Mike Siegel pool tip on the way, as Tony Robles seems to have captured a little energy and momentum himself, and has taken the lead against Karl Boys. But let's go to Professor Siegel and another pool tip.
The key to a proper stance is this. When you get up to a shot, try and keep your body somewhat in line with your cue stick. As you spread your feet slightly apart, make sure they're well balanced. As you bend over the shot, try and bend from your waist. Your knees can be slightly flexed. With a little help, you may look as good as me.
Go ahead, do another one. What the hell?
Robles leads by 2 games over Karl Boys. Mike Siegel is going to be joining us again.
Mike Siegel misses us.
He does.
You can just let me finish it out. I can't run out. I can at least do commentary right now.
John Schmidt's going to hang in for one more game and then go back to the main arena.
Don't be set by my girlfriend, Mike.
Mike is taking a break, but is ready to rejoin us. Here's Robles again, the methodical.
No, for people who don't know, Tony's won like the Sportsman of the Year award on our tour. He's one of the nicest guys. He's the most well-liked player on tour.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, he really is. It's really genuine. I mean, win or lose, he's going to say great shooting. And I wish we had more like him on tour.
It was Tony saying he couldn't hit it any better than that. I don't think he got anything.
Yeah, he's got a great break. I've never really sweated his box break, even though he does take a lot of practice strokes. If I could hit it that good, I'd probably take 30 strokes too.
Now, John, I got a question for you because I asked the same question to Mike. We were talking about low deflection cues and shafts as opposed to regular ones. Now, what's your take on it? Mike didn't think that it was necessary, and he, he plays with a standard shaft, and he believes that a lot of the deflection comes from the joint. He believes that phenolic joint, wood to wood, gives less deflection than stainless steel joints, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. But what's your thoughts on this? Because I know you play with OB1 shafts now, right?
Yeah, I do. And I played with a Bob Hunter cue, but I would guess that was kind of a lower deflecting cue because I had the shaft very skinny. And
what millimeter did you have?
It was about 12, and the last 4. From the tip down to about 5 inches, if you can reduce the mass there, that's where you get the less deflection. And for a beginner, a cue that deflects very little is a good thing. Now, I played for 13 years with a cue and then switched. But I think low deflection is the way to go. All these top players using Predators and OB1s. So, but you can also play with a standard cue like Mike Siegel's done his whole life. And for him to change now would be a little tough.
What benefit do you see in your game now that you switched to an OB1?
Well, when you're using a lot of English, you don't have to aim for the deflection, so you don't have to take a guess.
But you do have to a little bit, right?
A little bit, yes, but definitely less than I.
Like how much less do you think? What percentage?
I would say at 9 feet, if you put the cue ball on one end of the table, shot into the other end at high speed, maximum English, the cue ball might deflect 1.5 inches.
Really?
Instead of say 3.5 inches.
Right.
So that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
Here's Boys.
Do you feel any negative playing with a low deflection cue? Is there any difference in feel or?
No, not really, Joe. It just depends. Of course, the OB1 has a softer hit, which I like, but low deflection is kind of been proven that that's the way to go. And I was stubborn too. I thought I don't need that, but I think he might have just hooked himself in the 5 here.
Yeah, he can't make that. It doesn't look like it.
Oh, he's going to
illustrate it.
Yeah. What do you see here, John?
Well, it looked like he was trying to get right here, excuse me, right about here to shoot the 5, but now he's hooked. He can't play the 5.
And the 2 doesn't go either, so he's looking to play a combination.
Yeah, and now the 2, he's going to lose the 2. It's going to go the wrong way.
And this was the key ball. That was a huge.
Actually, if he can manage to make this combination, the 2 should lay against the 14.
That's a tough combination.
Right.
Off angle.
Oh yeah, now this is the kind of thing that can really break you down mentally.
But look, it can. Oh yeah, that ball goes too.
Well, even here he can play a safe. He can do anything here and just.
Right.
I mean, Tony is a 10-1 favorite from here to win this game.
And that would give Tony a 3-game lead, and that's a big gap.
Right. In
This
again,
late.
in this format, this late.
Do you think that he shot that quick? Would you have tried to play safe there? What would you have done there?
No, you've got to shoot there with all the balls. See, an 8-ball, the more balls you have on the table, it's actually a helper instead of a hindrance. So with Tony having 6 stripes out there, whatever 7 or whatever he's got, Karl had to make the combination. It was his only chance to win the game. And I said he's a 10-1 underdog. He might be a 100-1 underdog against an equal caliber player when the balls lay like this.
So the only real problem for Tony is that 10-9 combination, and he should make that, right?
Well,
If he
yeah,
has to
he'll
make
either make it or get up behind it. And
Right.
Tony was talking earlier before the match about, on this slow nap cloth, the need for every player to be a surgeon.
Right.
There is little margin for error.
Right. You can't work the cue ball around for position as well. So once you paint yourself into a corner and get out of line, there's no getting back in line.
Now, there's 2 different ways to make the game tougher. You could either have the slower cloth, or you could have a faster cloth and tight pockets. What do you think is the best way to go?
I mean, these are already tight pockets. Believe me,
Right.
these diamonds with Simonis play so hard to begin with that to add in this cloth, which makes things more difficult, is just doubly tough, and it's really kind of a recipe for disaster. Sometimes it makes these players look a little silly out there. It's kind of like the golf when they set up the course impossible and the guys shoot 80. I mean, but really the spectators might like that more. They like seeing us make mistakes. And
If you had your choice, would you rather play with Simonis with a slightly tighter pocket, or with this nap cloth and the 4.5-inch pockets?
yeah, the Simonis 860 with these, but these pockets are on the small side already.
They're 4.5.
If you go any smaller than this, it's
I know.
yeah, this is plenty tough enough. But you know, even with Simonis and big pockets, when you have big money on the line, a great player staring at you, and you're on TV, there's so much pressure that most people will play 20% under the real game anyway. So things are tough enough.
Looks like he's going to try to make the 10-9.
Yeah, it's free. Even if he misses it,
right. The
Karl
balls are
has
down.
nothing. Right.
You know, John, we were talking before, watching you, of course, sitting in that chair. That has to be the most excruciating
It kind of is, John. Yeah.
time to be sitting and waiting, and really your fate is no longer in your hands.
Right. Well, that's what I like about straight pull, though. When you make a mistake in straight pull, you're going to get penalized. You can't miss and hook them very often. When I missed that shot, Mike had a shot, and you know I kind of deserved to lose. So.
Yeah, it's truly the best test of skill.
It really is. I've been on both ends of it. Now, 8-ball's a good game too. It's not my favorite game, but it's not a bad game. It's
powerful. There he goes.
Well, very good shot. And again, it was free if you missed it. I'm pulling for Tony. He's a good friend of mine. Nothing against Karl, but you know, it's good to see Tony get up there and show the world what he can do.
Well, I think Rogan, coming from the New York tri-state area, as they say, probably has a little rooting interest as well.
Oh, yeah, and you know, I know Tony personally. I've seen Tony play for, like I said, almost 20 years now, and he's a tremendous talent. And like John said, super nice guy.
Super guy, right.
And wins, you know, a ton of tournaments in the East Coast.
Mike Siegel will be joining us. John Schmidt, thanks for stopping by.
Sure, guys. Thanks
Tough
for having
match
me.
tonight.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've lost. It won't be the last.
But you will be back. And so will Tony Robles, getting closer, he hopes, to a big 8-ball win here. John, we'll see you on the next,
All right, John.
on the next
Sure.
round.
Take it easy, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mike Siegel's joining us. Joe is hanging in.
Mike Siegel missed us.
He did, man.
He was on the outside. He didn't like it.
Mike may have done the drive-through at In-N-Out.
Did you sell any $5,000 lessons while we were out?
2.
Mike, you, there you go, Mike.
Are we ready?
So
here?
how was your break?
My break was fabulous, yeah.
Joe may be asking you a few more questions for some free advice, man. So
yeah, I know.
I'm going to start.
It's going to be very expensive.
I may have to represent you in this booth.
Well, listen, if you have any comedy questions, I'm here. UFC questions, I'm here. I'll teach you how to choke a guy. You teach me how to stroke a ball.
All right, we can do that. You have to talk, John, you're my agent now,
There
John
you go.
Denny.
Here's Robles, a Rogan favorite. And again, that very studied practice stroke.
He's not playing around. Well, you know what? He didn't have such a good break the last time.
Wow.
Ooh, look at that.
He hit those pretty good.
Put a little follow on it, though.
He made one. He made a stripe.
I think that was his hardest break of the night.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you can see he lost the cue ball, and he's got a very tough shot to start his run.
Can he make that 14 in the side?
He can make maybe the 13 in the side. 13?
Yeah, the orange ball, this ball.
Yeah, he can maybe make that one, or he could possibly make the
10 ball in the corner.
I think
No,
that's
does
the
that go?
15.
What? This ball right here? What is this ball right here?
That's the, I think 10 or.
I think it's the 10.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
does it go past the 11?
No, he's going to play the 13. But this is a very tough shot. Okay.
Oh, he's playing the corner, right?
Side, I believe he's playing it in. He makes this, he figures to win the game because the balls are open very well. Let's see what he does. There's a lot of pressure here. He made it. Great shot there.
There he goes. Now, does the 10 go by the 9 or by the 11?
I think he's got to play the 11 or the. He's got to play, I think, one of these up in this area, I believe.
Right, because this is a scratch.
Yeah.
Look at Karl.
Oh, maybe not.
No, maybe not. That's a very tough shot. He's got to hit it real soft.
And he's got to bounce off the
point.
Look at that.
Boy, you made a great shot.
That's
Boy.
a nerve tester.
You know, he's playing very well. You know what? You know, the other thing is, too, when the table or when the guys are, you know, seesawing where they're not making balls in a break, what happens is the break, when you start making balls in a break, it gets you in such rhythm. It's like the straight pool, you know, once you start running a few racks. Because when you don't make balls in a break, you just never get in rhythm. You know, you win one at a time, and it's very tough to play that way for both players.
You know, we saw a shot a moment ago of Karl Boys who looked like he was suffering. I mean, if anybody doubts that this sport takes endurance and focus and grit and determination, just look at the face of Karl Boys.
Oh, he was eating his fingers earlier.
Looks like a prize fighter in the 13th round, in the corner.
They
He
don't
needs
make
smell
13
insults.
rounds anymore.
Yeah.
I don't understand that shot. See what he did there? I thought he would leave that ball, which is the ball he's right next to, the stripe. I thought he would leave that for last, then play the 8. Because now he's got to play. You see what I mean?
And he's got to go a long way to get good on the 8.
He's got to play this ball, then he's got to come all the way back up table, do these, then come all the way back down for the 8. See, that really was not 100% correct. I think he should have cleared the 2 balls in the upper left-hand corner, then this one last, draw back, play the 8 in the corner.
So does he take a chance here and draw all the way back for this ball right here?
I'm
or
not
does,
sure. Yeah, that's what he's doing, yeah.
Oh,
And
no,
he
he's
didn't
going
get
for
there.
this. He's going for this one and then come down for that.
Well, what happened is now he's got to play the 11, the red stripe ball. Now,
do you think he was trying to play the, what is that, the 15
yeah,
ball?
he was drawing all the way back, yeah.
That's a dangerous shot, right? You get snookered on the 1?
That's exactly what happened. Now he's going to make a real tough shot. Plus, he may hit the 1 and scratch. He may hit the other side of the 1. He may miss this. I mean, there's a lot of things can happen here. Let's see what he does.
Ooh,
he missed it. And see what I mean? That was. See, that was very, very
that
tough.
with a lot of English.
Yeah.
The mechanics looked off.
No, he made a mental error there.
Did he not look like he lifted up too quickly?
Yeah, he jumped.
He
Well,
jumped.
as soon as he hit it, he knew he missed it.
Let's see if Boys could take advantage.
I think Boys, yeah, has a very good opportunity here if he makes this 1, which just goes by, and he did. So this game is pretty much over. I would bet, because everything is what we call in space. All the balls are out in the open, and they all go in multitude of pockets. And he's got his choice of many different shots, and the 8's right there. So I mean, it's not. If these balls were on the rail, I would say something could happen, but more than likely, no. He can play the 7, the 2, the 4. I mean, he's got a lot of different chances here.
Oh,
I
look
don't
at this.
understand
Look at
this.
this. Oh, no.
Wow. Boy, I'll tell you what, he put himself, if the 3 doesn't go, he's got a very tough spot here.
He's going to have to cut the 5.
I don't know what he did there. I don't understand that.
It doesn't look like he can make the 2 on the side, right?
No, he's actually doesn't have a shot. He's got to play the orange ball in the side pocket. And that's a very tough shot if the 3 does not go. I can't believe he can't cut the red ball in. I mean,
he can't believe it.
No,
That was a big mistake.
Yeah,
he had
huge
so many
mistake.
options.
I know. I was saying, well, see, that's pool. You just never know what's going to happen. He may have overhit it, whatever. I mean, he may have taken it for granted. He's shaking his head. Tony Robles is playing the, he's laying the, what's he doing here?
Trying to, maybe he can play the ball on the side. Yes, he
Wow,
can.
made a
Nice.
great shot there.
Good recovery.
That was a great recovery. That was a big game there. Instead of being 12-8, now it's going to be 11-9. That was a huge game. Well, he's all right, though, I think.
Where's he going next, Mike?
Well, he's either going to play the green ball or he's going to play the 5. I would play the 5 in the side because you can't miss this, the orange ball. I would do this, play this ball in the side pocket, and come around the table. See, this could be missed. I don't know why he's shooting this. I mean, this is not a hanger. Over a ball, it's got to hit it easy with a cut. He made it, but that easily could have been missed, and he loses the game there. See, I wouldn't have shot that.
You'd rather move around the 8 ball.
I would have rather played the 5 where I know I can't miss and try and get position rather than take a chance on missing and losing the game. See what I mean? And especially over a ball. So, but, you know. He hasn't learned that the balls skid a lot of times. When you cut an angle like that easy over a ball, a lot of times the balls hop and you could miss that. It's happened to me numerous times. And no one really knows the reason why it does that.
Just they cling to each other sometimes.
They cling. Either there's some dirt on the ball, something you didn't see, or I don't know what it is. Nobody does. But now he's perfect. 2 in the side, slides down. He's got a perfect angle to go towards the 8. And it's, you know.
And there you have it. A reversal of fortune here for Karl Boys. And Karl has inched a bit closer. This is a tough match, Mike.
Very tough, yeah. Well, Tony Robles broke and ran out 4 times, and Karl Boys ran out once, and you can see the difference in the score. It really should have been 12-8 instead of 11-9, okay?
Yep.
That's only a 2. So that's a fairly even match. 12-8 is tough to overcome because you only need 3 games. Yeah. See?
As the Sardo rack is doing its thing, I do want to thank some of our sponsors, all of them, but by name, naturalcures.com and debtcures.com. Of course, Kevin Trudeau's best-selling books. And Kevin, the founder of the IPT, back home in Massachusetts, I'm sure watching it into the wee small hours.
Yes, of course. Boy, he is not hitting the ball solid. See how the cue ball's flying all over the place?
Nada.
He made nothing. Now we have some congestion, but I believe these are all stripes, so that may not be as big a problem as it looks. Hard to tell from here. You almost have to take stripes because this ball right here, see this ball right here, that green ball? That ball does not go anywhere, and there's no other solids around it, so I think you almost have to take the stripe balls.
That wasn't me.
I wanted to blame Joe Rogan for that.
I always keep my phone on silent. I just got a text from Chad from the Action Report. He's listening as well. Another internet pool site that gives some great matches online.
Boy, Tony is playing. You know, I've known Tony probably about as longer than you, and I've never seen him play this slow. Never.
It's a big match for him.
Yeah.
Now, how does the payout here work with these guys? Are they paid based on who wins, or?
Yeah, they're playing for money. Yeah.
Winner take all.
Winner take all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you
It's,
go.
Yeah. Plus the exposure, and you know, it's always good to win. You know.
Yeah, nobody wants to fly across the country or across the world. I mean, Karl's coming from the UK, Tony's coming from New York. Oh, look at
Okay,
this.
look at the shot he
that's
made.
not-
He made a great shot
Okay,
there.
cool.
Look at the shot he made. Now, see, I didn't see that angle. I mean, he made a fabulous shot. Look, now the solids are the choice. You know what I mean? He made a great shot there. Yeah, from here you can see, I mean, you've been watching this, it's a little tough to see the
Yeah,
angles because
it's weird.
we're in a room with a monitor and we're not really watching the table close up, so a lot of times it looks a little different than in real life. Well, he's going to obviously play the green ball, the 6. They actually lay pretty well. See, sometimes when you play too slow, you outthink yourself. He should play the 6, drift up. He's got a multitude of shots. They all go everywhere. I mean, sometimes you can, you know, overdo it. I mean, from this point on, this rack is fairly easy. I mean, you can't, you know, obviously anything can happen, but there's no problem. He's just got to figure out a way to pick them off.
You are logged on to the internationalpooltour.com, www.internationalpooltour.com. Live pool. You are not seeing a match that happened 6 months ago or a year ago or 27 years ago.
I saw this match 2 years ago. What are you talking about?
It only feels that way.
Uh-oh.
It's been a long one.
He's all right. He's got the 1, but son of a gun. See how easy you can make a mistake?
There he goes.
Okay, I see what he's going to do now. He's playing the 4, then the 3, the red ball, then the 7, then the 8. So see, now he's picking up his pace a little bit. Yeah. Now the 8 only goes in the corner pot. I don't think it goes in the side.
It goes in the side.
It does?
Like, yeah, it looks like it from here.
Okay, so he'll play the 3. He made this rack. See, that key ball was that 2 ball on the side, and he bumped the 6. See how it opened everything up? No, he's going for the corner. Look, he's perfect, too.
Tony,
wow.
At a brisk pace, looking to add to his lead. We're going to go in a moment
nice
to
run.
our Rebecca Grant, and she's going to find out what's in Tony Robles' bag. Inquiring pool fans want to know, Tony Robles, what's in the bag? I see some business cards and a zip drive.
Yes.
Let's talk about the pool cues. What do you got?
I have the Predator P2, which is my favorite cue. I've been using this cue for about 2.5 years, and obviously, you know, I love Predator. That's why I approached him about starting a new 9-ball tour. And then over here, I have the Predator BK2, which in my opinion is the best break cue in the world. And on top of that, I have an inhaler because I've suffered from asthma ever since I was about 15 years old. And I have the Predator sticker here, which I put on all my shirts before my matches. My new business card over here, which promotes myself and the tour. And Billiard Life, who's one of the sponsors for my tour, sells T-shirts, polos, stuff like that. Yep. And I have a new bridge that was given to me at the Trade Expo about a week ago. Some guy came with something that I can use maybe here, where I can bridge over 4 or 5 balls.
What is it about this cue, your break stick, that you particularly like?
I like how light it feels, but the fact that it has very little deflection, you can hit the cue ball slightly off center and still not have that much deflection, so still have a very accurate hit on the head ball.
All right, Tony, you got a full bag.
Yeah, but wait, this is a kicker. Spare shoelace. Reason why I have a spare shoelace because one time I was in the middle of a match and my shoelace broke, so I always carry a spare shoelace just in case.
A man who is prepared.
The spare shoelace, Joe Rogan in the bag.
Never go wrong with spare shoelace.
This may be the this may be a very dangerous question to ask Joe Rogan, but what's in your bag?
You mean as far as like the pool bag?
What's in your pool bag?
I play with a Capone custom cue. That's the main cue that I play with. But I collect cues. I've got a bunch of different kinds.
Anything else in the pool bag?
You know, stuff.
An old meatball hero from
stuff.
Stuff. We'll leave it at that, Mike Siegel.
Yeah, this is a family program.
It is.
Trust me.
It is.
So 12-9. This next game is going to be really crucial. 13-9. That's very tough to overcome. Once you hit the 10, the double digits, that's when the match really starts. I've always said that.
It's like the fourth quarter of an NBA playoff game.
The championship rounds.
I mean, you're talking, when you hit double digit, look at that. That was a pretty good right in the side.
Oh.
Bam.
Ooh. How did that not go in?
Well, let's see. Now, the cue ball in hand, I see some problems. Right over here, we got another congestion area. Did you notice in the beginning of the match how the balls were really opening up and now all of a sudden they're kind of getting tied up? So, well, but the cue ball in hand, see, you can put it right there. So that's big right there. The solids, I believe, is the right choice if you can play the orange ball. But then he still has a problem with the other ball. See, I think that's a 6.
Can he play that orange ball? Can he
well,
get
he's
the
got cue ball in hand, yeah. But getting on the other ball, you see the fifth. See right here, these balls all block this ball going down in the corner, even if he makes the orange ball.
That's a tight squeeze, though. He's
Yeah.
got to put that ball right next to that 10 and not touch it. And
Yeah.
now, if he's placing the cue ball there and he touches the 10
Foul.
ball, that's a foul.
That's a foul, yeah. They are playing foul on all balls, which means you touch any ball, and you lose your shots. Cue ball in hand, which is
But because of the tie up there with the 10 and whatever's the 14 or whatever the orange stripe ball is right next to it, you would still take solids there and try.
Well,
to
I
play
think
the
what
foul.
I may do is this. I would try and put the cue ball in hand somewhere here, play this ball down here, and then try and drift the cue ball to the rail, then to play the orange ball in the corner. And then if he can do that, the game's over. That's what I would do.
Can he do that without hitting that 14 though?
The 15, I believe
The
it is?
15,
Yeah.
whatever this stripe ball. Oh, there
Yes.
he goes. Oh, it fits in there.
It fits in there, yeah. But see, he's going to have a problem with the green ball, which is the other solid there. Because unless he plays for a severe angle, you see what I mean? It's not so easy. It's not so easy. Unless this ball right here goes up the corner. Now, that's a possibility that we don't see. And I don't know what he did there exactly. That ball may go in the corner past the 9. See, I don't know what he did there. Because he can play the red ball, I guess, in the side pocket. And then he's also got to deal with the 1, the yellow ball, which is to the left of our screen. See this ball over here? He's got to deal with that ball because there's really no easy way to get to it. So, I mean, this is like, I give him, it's like a 50-50. He might, if he runs out, it's a great run out, but he does not have to get out this wreck. You know.
So
Well,
the 2 goes in that lower corner, so he can get to it another way, right?
The 2, you mean the ball by the stripes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 2 or the 6. I must be colorblind here. It might be the 2. Yeah, that does go, but see, he's got to put the cue ball about where this ball is right here, you see.
Right.
So that's ideal position for that shot. So, something could happen there.
And he's got to deal with the 1 all the way down here.
Yes, so he's got, he could go for it right now. The 2 in the corner, it is the 2. Draw back, and that's exactly what and he hit it.
Nice.
Almost perfect. He would have, if he'd have gone over another inch or 2, it would have been over.
Not mess with the other balls.
Well, now he's got a problem. So he's got to make this, then he's got a tough cut on the 4, which is the ball in the right in the middle of the end rail there. He could draw back for the 1 right now. Then he's got to go back down for the 4. So he's got a lot of traveling to do. He's got a lot of unless he just makes this easy. Okay, so now he's got to play this. Okay, plays this ball in here.
Cut it 1 rail, go
And
all
then
the
the
way
cue
up for
ball's
the
either
9.
going to go this way or that
the way
way
for the 1.
for the 1, then come all the way back down for the 8.
A lot of traveling, huh?
Well, I think he's got to go this way, what it looks like to me. The cue ball's got to not hit the 8 and come up like right in here. I believe is the only way he can do this. See what I mean? He can't go on the other side of the 8.
What does he have to hit this ball with?
High with
right?
a hair of right English, just a hair. A hair.
So you don't hit the 8.
Yes.
A little more
If
and
he
you'll hit the 8.
Yeah. He hit it perfect. I mean, how did he hit it? Hit it perfect. And he's got a little angle. Look, so now he can slide. He'll just play the 1. My guess, he may come this way or go this way for the 8 in either pocket. I mean, whichever he chooses. He may want to draw the ball or he may want to slide. See, he slid. See what he did? He's perfect. Perfect. I mean, well, it's perfect, but he's good enough. He made a great run out there. Now that I got to give him credit. He should get a bonus.
Very nice.
He should get you should get when you do that. You get a half a game.
All right.
It's a nail biter.
It is. It is tough as the Sardo rack reemerges. Let's hear from Professor Siegel. And another pool tip. This is free.
This
by the
one's
way.
free?
This one's free.
This
Rogan,
is normally $1,500, but
That's
what are you going to do?
Roga's getting out his memo pad. Here's Mike
Storing
Siegel.
it in my memory banks.
Take a cue from me. This is the best way to hold your stick. First get down, and as you grab the cue, you want your cue to fall directly from your elbow. As you grab the cue, don't try and put too much pressure on. The looser, the better. And as you go back and forth, try and make sure this is a 90-degree angle and your elbow is directly over the stick. Your game will improve dramatically.
3 out of 6.
Back
12,
at the ultimate 8-ball match between Robles and Boys in Manila. Karl Boys was nicknamed Guapo, El Guapo.
El Guapo, I saw that movie.
I think it means the handsome one.
He hit those pretty well and almost made the 7 on the side. But now these are open. Okay, now Tony's got his, now he not only gets his pick, solids or stripes, but the balls are fairly open. There's nothing tied up, none of the congestion that we saw the last 3 or 4 racks.
What do you like here? It doesn't matter?
Well, I'm looking at this. There's a little problems in this area, a little bit, not dramatic, but there's a little problem.
You got to get good on that red ball.
Or the stripe. See, so the stripe actually goes in either pocket. I think I would pick. Well, I don't know if he can even make a stripe. Yeah, I would pick stripes because see, this ball goes in here. Look, this one, the stripe here goes in this pocket.
Right.
And he can get anywhere over in here and play this one and this ball and the 8 near the end.
So would you try to cut one of these balls in first, or would you go to this ball first?
I'm not sure. I don't think he can hit that ball. I would try and clear the balls in the bottom. I think he's going to play the hanger first, the lower left.
See that.
Because if he can hit the 14, this would be the perfect shot right here. If he can make this, make that one, and then get over here and play this one, the stripe. And that's exactly what he's doing. So that, and then the 8 goes easy. Yeah, that's the right shot right here. That's what I would do. Okay, he's perfect, yeah. Now get rid of the 11, the red stripe ball. You got to get rid of that. Then all he's got to do somewhere down the road is get, somewhere in this area, probably off of this ball, for the 8. Of course, that ball only goes in the upper left corner, so I may have made a minor mistake there, unless it goes past the 2. This is a big game right here. This is either an even match or he's taking a commanding lead. It's either going to be 13-10 or 11-12. I mean, that's pretty even. You see what I mean?
This is a key game, no question.
That's definitely a key game, yeah. In matches, there's always a key game, and this is one of them. I don't see my friend Grady is still there.
Grady
we saw
Matthews.
him.
Grady can't help himself.
He's here.
He's a pool hall junkie from the old days.
Okay, this was a nice shot. Look, he's perfect. See, he gets the 13 out of the way. That's perfect. He's good. I mean, he has to ideally get right about there for the 8, somewhere in that area, and there's really not a stripe around there, but at this point it doesn't matter. You have to get that 13, the orange stripe ball, out of the way. So he's going to definitely shoot that next. He could probably stop there, then play the hanger. He could follow. He's looking to follow. I would maybe just stop right there. He's got a little angle, but he can pretty much, I guess he's going to follow it. Yeah, he might feel comfortable doing that. Everybody chooses to shoot a shot a different way, you know what I mean? Okay, he's perfect. I mean, the only ball that really may create a problem is the yellow stripe ball, the 9, because it only goes in 1 or 2 pockets, which is this ball right here, because it only goes in this pocket or actually in that pocket.
Whoa, I didn't know.
Wow, look what he did there. See, the cue ball got away. Now he's in trouble. Now he's in big trouble. Now he's going to have to play the 9 on the side. Look what he did here. I don't think he can win the game from here. No, he made a big mistake there.
And he's talking to himself.
Cue ball, fine with that.
Yeah, see, he goes, I can't believe the cue ball did that. He had an easy run. I can't believe he just didn't come off the rail and play the, play the ball. You get the next shot here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. He's got a tough shot. And
Is he going to try to cut the 9 on the side? No.
Oh, no, he's got this ball. Oh, okay. He's all right. He's okay. He's okay. I didn't think he could hit that. Oh, he cut that in. Oh, what a great shot that was. From our monitor, that shot looked impossible, didn't it? Yeah, see, it's hard to tell from here sometimes.
Tony Robles still hanging to a precarious lead here on the Ultimate 8-Ball match. You're on internationalpooltour.com. Go to that website and find the latest news, updates, video, challenge matches, schedules, some of the greatest pool equipment available. It's www. I don't think you have to say that anymore, Joe.
Not anymore.
You don't even have to say those 3 W's.
You don't even have to write it anymore. The browser will recognize it. Unless you're on
Pool
some
Tour.
AOL 1997 type stuff.
That's right. Internationalpooltour.com.
Ooh, he's got a little bit more angle than he would like, I'll tell you that right now. This is very missable. We'll see about how, this is all nerves right here. It's like one of those 3.5-foot curler putts that they talk about in golf. Let's see if he stays down on this. Nice. They missed it a mile. See what I mean?
Oh, look at Tony.
Well, that, you know what that was? Pressure. That was pressure.
That's the winner-take-all pressure.
That was it. They who would have had 13 to 10, and it's probably over.
Yeah, this isn't a tournament where second place gets paid.
Yeah, see, that was pressure. See, if he'd have shot the 9 and got a little bit better on the 8.
What do you attribute that to, Mike?
It's pressure. Just pure pressure. That's all it was. I mean, it's pure
His mechanics
and simple.
looked fine?
It was just pressure. I mean, he probably didn't stroke it right. He tried. See, sometimes when you're under pressure, if you punch a cut shot, it always cuts full. Meaning, if you, instead of stroking real smooth, if you kind of jab it because you're under pressure, then you miss it every time.
That is the hardest thing about pool, staying calm.
Yeah.
What a crazy sport, huh?
Well, it's like golf. I mean, if you were holding the putter real tight, you ever see how they kind of loosen their hands and they're holding it tight, then they don't swing it right. And the same thing in pool. But like I said, there's more pressure in this sport than any other sport because every shot is like putting. You got to look. Every shot's got to be hit with the right speed. You got to finesse the ball. It's all nerves.
Karl's getting out nice here.
Well, he's. I mean, you know, again, it's one of these. It's like the old joke. The guy goes, "I'll spot you 3 or 4 balls in 8-ball," but that's actually to the other guy's advantage.
Right.
And there's really 2 shots every time you hit, because it's not only the shot you're making, it's the cue ball control and where it's ending up.
That's the main thing. I mean, it doesn't matter. The shot, you know, is really immaterial because if you make it and don't have another shot, what good is it?
Right.
Now, see, he's done this pretty well. He's going to play the 1 and obviously the 7. Stop, the maroon ball, 2 in the corner. I mean, it's pretty routine.
The average player is just happy to make the shot.
Yeah.
The average player doesn't get to play in the IPT, do they?
Well, to say the least, that was a huge game for Tony
Tony's gotta be
Robles.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh, boys. Is not going quietly into the night, to say the least.
After that, this is anybody's match.
Yeah, well, that was, you know how big that game was?
12-11.
12-11, which is even, or 13-10. That's. I mean, he gets on the hill. It's almost over. Even if Karl wins 1 or 2 games and Tony gets on the hill, he's still got a huge advantage.
Yeah, and Tony not happy about the development, as Boys is now just 1 game from tying the New Yorker. By the way, these matches will be available for free through the end of this month, starting tomorrow on internationalpooltour.com. So if you missed some of the earlier match, Mike the Mouth Siegel prevailing over John Schmidt in a really tight and memorable straight pool match, you can see it for free again online.
Let's see what he does here. He's due to make a ball, and he made one stripe. Let's see what happened. And the stripes lay very well. Where's the cue ball?
Right down the corner, right next to one of those stripes.
Oh, that. Actually, he's got a real good run out here now. You know, they're open. Everything goes.
Tony's gonna be sick if he gets out here.
Well, sure.
If it costs him 2 games.
What if he runs the? If you were playing Bustamante or a guy like that, you don't have to shoot against it. That's the strength of a guy that's got that break where he always makes a ball. So
Karl has been anything but infallible, though.
Yeah.
So at this hour, with the pressure on him, anything could happen.
Boy, he hit that pretty hard. I don't know. Oh, I guess he was going for that ball.
Karl Boys knows how to win. He didn't lose a match in over 18 months.
That's hard to believe.
And I believe in Europe.
Really?
Again, got his IPT qualifying card in a tournament here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, actually, I didn't lose a match for 10 years. How you like that?
10 years?
Yeah, but I didn't play.
Oh.
Little levity at this hour. I did watch him play. Actually, I think where he played in L.A. and because I was going around to a lot of the qualifiers, and he lost a match to what's her name, Jeanette Lee's husband, George Breedlove. Yes. You should have seen that match. Got down to the last game, he made a mental error, and you couldn't believe how he lost that match to George Breedlove. But then he wound up qualifying down the road somewhere, because they had a lot of qualifiers in California at one time.
Karl Boys also finished third in the World Championships.
He did?
So he could play.
Wow. In the IPT, you mean?
No,
in the snooker.
Pool World Championships.
Really? Oh, right. I don't even. Yeah. You mean the one that? Where was that again?
Was that? I think that was 9-ball. I think.
But it was in where? I know it's overseas somewhere.
Somewhere in the world.
Somewhere. It was somewhere around there.
It wasn't Rochester.
It wasn't Rochester.
Now Rochester.
And who won that? Isn't it the guy Appleby or I think he won it.
Darren Appleton from the UK. I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he did.
No.
I think there's a 50-50 chance it was a guy from Manila, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's always a safe bet.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh! That now, you know what happened there? That ball skid. It grabbed.
Did it?
Yeah, I think it did, or he punched it. I think the nerves are now showing from both players. But he got very lucky because here's what we're looking at. You see the 7-ball, which is the solid, does not go. See, these pockets are so tight. On a normal table with a normal size pocket, you can make the 7 into the ball that's hanging, the 11 ball, and they both go in and it counts. But on the IPT tables...
Here's the replay, by the way. Watch this heartbreaking hanger.
He punches the ball and it grabbed.
He missed it.
See what happened? It grabbed.
Yeah.
And it again, we had talked about that's how Tony Robles missed the 8-ball. Because he punched it and it hit full. So there's a lesson. Don't do that. That'll cost you like $1,000.
Yeah.
Don't punch.
That cost you $1,000?
That's $500. Hey, I got to make a living here.
I understand.
6-ball. The World Championship was actually in Manila.
Oh, Manila.
In Manila.
The Thriller in Manila. All right, Tony, you got to make a move here.
I'll tell you, Tony back at the table, but maybe not happy with his choices.
No.
What's he looking at, Mike?
I believe he wants to play the combination in the side pocket, which is we're looking at or does he think the 4, the ball he's hitting, goes past the green ball? I don't know which one he's playing. He hasn't said anything. Okay, play the combination. But the 7, again, see what he pointed to?
He's got to figure out how to get that out of the
you
way,
know what he tried to do? I saw what he tried to do. He tried to get this ball right here off of the rail so this ball would go up the corner. You see what I mean? That's what he was doing, yeah. I mean, realistically, if you're going to gamble, you might as well bank the 7 right now. I mean, you make it, you win. You miss it, you lose. See this ball here?
Isn't there another way to get
He
on
might
the
as well
7?
just do one of these and try and bank it. No.
There's no way.
Well, he could make the 1 and then get behind the 7, but it's the way the
Is
table
it
is sliding.
possible, where he's at right now, could he make that 2 with high right and somehow come around behind the 7 and bump it? No.
His move has got to be from right now. He can play the 1 in the corner, then play this ball in here, and the cue ball's, let's say, here, and then the angle would come kind of like over here.
Right.
But it's all tricky.
Right.
But that's the other option. See what I mean? Or actually, he could play the 5. He could do this too. He could play the orange ball in the corner, go 2 rails, and bump the 1 out of the way. See, watch. He probably heard me. Look, he can play this in here, and the cue ball goes bam, bam, and kicks this out of the way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's straight pool. See, he'll show up in a game like this.
Oh.
Wow.
I thought he missed that.
Or he could do this.
Can he cut that in?
No. He can do this. He can just play safe. He can hit this in here and put the cue ball right behind the 8. Watch. See, you don't have to do it. Watch this. There you go. See what's wrong with that shot? See what I mean? And that's literally behind the 8 ball because here's his strike.
That's pretty sporty.
See, I don't like doing this too much because
anything can happen when you lose control of the table.
Yeah, but he could have run out, but it's very tricky. But that was actually the smart shot right there because now he gets ball in hand.
And he's frozen to the rail.
Yeah, the guy's got no chance from here. I mean, literally, it doesn't even go anywhere.
What's he going to try to do? Is he going to try to jump this?
No, it doesn't go anywhere anyway. It has no pocket. I don't think it has. It may go past the 4 in the lower left corner, but wow, if that went in, oh my God! And look where he leaves them. Look, he leaves the 4 right in this pocket. Can you believe that? If the cue ball wasn't there, Tony Robles probably can't win the game. Because see, the 4 is blocked. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Right or wrong? He couldn't win the game if the cue ball wasn't there.
Oh, heartbreaker.
Well, actually, when the balls are close together, they skid, and he's got to hit this kind of easy.
Now, obviously, he was trying to make that ball in that corner.
Yes.
But if it bounced around and
went in,
still went in, it still counts.
It still counts, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it would have been pure luck, but it still counts. But see, that puts a lot of heat on you when your opponent hangs your last ball. I don't care how they lay, it puts a lot of heat on you in that ball. Believe me, Tony Robles could make a mistake. I mean, now it looks good, but he could have made a mistake on one of those 2 shots.
He's looking.
He looks better now, yeah. This again still a big game. 13-11 as opposed to 12-12. I mean, this is again a big, not as big as the other game, but as big.
It's a swing game, there's no question, and a crucial one. They all are tough right now.
Well, look, he's taking his time, and there's only 3 balls on the table. He's being very methodical here.
Well, let's see what the nerves do. He made a nice shot there.
Tight pockets, slow cloth.
And that's when it really
tough
shows
conditions.
up. Yeah, it's very, very tough. I just played, trust me, I know. And he's good. Get up. You don't like to see that angle, but he's okay. He'd rather be straight, but he's all right, I think.
Nice.
Tony Robles.
That should have been the hill.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It would have been 14-11, 10.
That's right.
Well, if he breaks and runs out here, the match. Well, see, here's the thing. When you play, like Karl has only broken run out 1 time. Okay, so he puts no pressure on you. If you were playing a guy like Earl Strickland, and you broke and nothing went in, you probably don't shoot again. He runs 4 racks. Even myself, I'm very capable of doing that. When you're playing guys like this, they don't put any pressure on you. See?
Yep. So
a 1 or 2 game lead means something in this match. Where other matches, remember in the beginning, months ago, we saw, I believe, who was here? I think it was Bustamante, right? Or yeah, he played, didn't he?
Manalo.
Oh yeah, they were running racks like nothing.
Yeah. We've gone through 24 very tough 8-ball games, and 2 separate these 2 players. Robles 13 and Boys 11 in the race to 15.
Bustamante's got a freakish break.
Yeah, he breaks them awful hard. If I had that break, I would play in every tournament in the world. If I had that break.
And he's
who
not
could
a
win?
strong-looking guy. You know,
well,
it's
he
amazing.
hits some.
It's just timing and wrist action and technique.
Yeah, it's what you know. The thing when you lay off, my break is my biggest weakness. It takes me a long time to get my break just right. I mean, I could pocket balls and play well, but the break it's all timing, momentum. It's numerous things. I mean, look at Nick Varner, weighs 100 pounds soaking wet. He hits him about as hard as anybody. Yeah. You know.
Or Alex.
Yeah, exactly. Right. A lot of the Philippine players, with the exception of Ephraim, have phenomenal breaks. Now, see, those, he made
There
one.
he
Look,
goes.
he just tried to hit him solid. See, he didn't hit him hard, but he made a ball. You see what I mean?
Look, he's all jammed up in there.
Well, he's actually okay. Yeah, he's actually okay, but it's a tough run out. No, he isn't all right, because I thought he could make that ball, but he can't. He's got to play the orange ball, I believe. He's got a very, very tough run out. Only, this is the ball he's probably going to have to play, but you got all this congestion over here. So, see, he even said cold-blooded, see. So, I mean, he has got a very, very tough rack to run. The stripes, I think, were much easier this time than the solids. Because these balls right here, the 1 and 6, I believe, they don't even really go anywhere. See, so
yeah, this is a
very
messy
tough rack.
layout.
Yeah, very tough rack. He's the underdog to get out here. I'd say he's 8-9 to 5 underdog to get out. And he's got to come with a tough shot right off the reel. This is no bargain. He may just shoot this and try and make the cue ball break those balls out. I think would be the smart thing to do. Right where the cue ball come back right where it is now.
Ooh.
He missed it.
Oh, he's
and
got scratch.
scratched.
Oh.
And a scratch.
Yeah, he overcut it.
Oh.
That was a tough shot. Very tough shot, yeah.
Well, opportunity knocks once again for Karl Boys.
Oh, you got to play stripes, yeah? I'm on stripes,
Karl making sure he knows what to play.
Yeah, he's got stripes. The stripes actually lay pretty well here because all the stripes go. See, up here, this ball goes in the side, this goes in the corner, that stripe ball there. So he actually is laying pretty well. And then you got the 3 at the bottom.
Look at the bleary-eyed Karl Boys. You know, God knows what time zone he's on.
I know, right? He
8
came in
hours
Friday,
later.
he told me.
Yeah. 8 hours ahead of us. Yeah,
Jet lag
really.
could be hitting right now. I mean, he's been on his feet now. This match has got to be well over 3 hours.
Let's see, when did it start?
Oh, I'm not sure exactly when it started.
10:30, 9:30, 8:30. No, my match was over at 8-ish. No, 7. A little after. I think we started at 7:30, so 8:30.
It's almost 3 hours, Mike.
And it's 6:30 in the morning for him.
That's right. And Tony Robles flew in last night at last second to come in and replace Pagulayan.
Tony's used to being up late though, in New York, I'm sure. Tournaments and playing. Yeah.
But if you get a look at Karl Boys' face, he looks like he's in hangover hell, not from drinking. Jet lag and the pressure and the heat, Mike, it's hot down there.
Oh, yeah, it's very hot. Yeah, I was pretty warm down there.
And that's a long flight back to think about some of those shots.
I know, and then especially if you lose.
Yeah.
Ooh. That is, from L.A., that is I just flew to the Ukraine from the East Coast, and that was about 9.5 hours.
It's 10 hours.
11.5 hours.
11.5 hours.
Going. LA
Well,
to
no, they're
London.
they're going to London, right? So that's a lot closer than when I went.
Actually, he would fly in. He's from Manchester, so he actually came in from Manchester, which is about the same.
Yeah, so
Just
it's about,
a
what,
little north of
11-ish?
England.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
but
think
there's not a direct to Manchester.
I think there may be one.
Is
from
there?
Vegas, there may be one. Maybe from here as well.
Yeah, that's a long way to fly in an airplane. Uh-oh, what did he do there? Oh, I see what he's going to do. Okay, he's good. He's all right. He's all right. He's going to use the 9, the yellow stripe ball, as the pivot ball to get those last 2 balls by the 8.
The 25-year-old Karl Boys
Yeah, he didn't like that shot.
It's funny, Mike. We talk about the popularity of pool. Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, is a mate, as they say, and a great snooker player, played on the IPT as well. Ronnie just won the World Snooker Championship in Sheffield a few weeks ago now. And snooker is so ingrained in the sporting culture in the UK. And you think about pool here, and it's getting closer. We're getting there. but boy, does snooker still have a hold on the UK public. It is part of the social fabric and on primetime television.
It's amazing how big pool is in Asia.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I hear stories about Taiwan and China.
Look at this. Wow. Uh-oh, I heard something sounded like the Beatles there on
Well, there you go.
We heard those new words, too.
He's from Manchester, not far from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Where the Beatles were from, of course.
Well, he's opened the door for Tony Robles.
That's right.
I don't know what's going on there. He just kind of got up there. I'll tell you that seriously, that side of the table is coming this way a little bit. I don't know why, but I noticed that, and maybe something happened like that. I don't know.
Joe mentioned Asia. This match, as well as other IPT matches coming up, and recent past will be seen on ESPN Star throughout Pan-Asia. So the IPT is making its debut in China and Taiwan, and
it's kind of incredible how big pool is over there.
The Philippines.
Yeah. And the Philippines, it's like it's a monstrous sport in the Philippines.
I played over there years ago, and we played like Efrem Bustamante and a bunch of guys like that, Perica. It was like Team Philippines against Team America. Years ago we had this kind of an organization. Played in front of 5, 8, 10,000 people like nothing. Yeah. And they were just all going crazy. The pool is very big over there.
Wow.
Well, I asked Marlon Manalo about that about a year ago. And Marlon said it's the sport because we're generally smaller. You know, we're not as physically big. And it's the one sport that we can truly
Nice, Tony. Very nice.
not only compete on the world stage, but also excel at against bigger athletes.
Well, I don't know why he did that. I would have shot the 7 there.
John Schmidt shot here.
I think he made a mistake there. I would have played the 7 there.
7, boy, it's a hanger for you.
He was easier on the 7 then than he is now. You see what I mean? When he gambled on hitting the... I didn't like that shot. I didn't like that at all. I would have shot it
now,
the 7.
here's a question. He must contact one of his balls, correct?
Yeah.
He can't shoot the stripe and just stick the cue ball there.
No, that's a foul, no. But see, I don't know why he did that. He could have, when he shot the 5, I would have shot the 7 there. I think he made a big mistake there.
Now he's got to cut the 7 in the upper left?
Well, it's a tough shot. I
Mike, what journey is he going to take here?
Well, he's going to have to play this ball in here, and it's over a ball. It's very tough, very tough, very tough. I don't think this goes. I mean, it might go, but I don't know. Over the ball and everything, it's extremely tough.
And at 13-11.
Wow.
Whoa!
Now there was a unbelievable. I bet Tony Robles doesn't believe it went in himself. I mean, that was like he was 4-1 underdog to make that.
Very nice.
It was a phenomenal shot. That's what wins tournaments. When you make shots like that, the guys that win tournaments, key matches, key points in the match, they come with that unbelievable shot, and that's what you have to do to win. Just like in golf, and somebody hits that miraculous shot.
Remember that shot.
That was well, I'll tell you what, if he runs this rack, well, figure 14-11 as opposed to 13-12. That's and I believe if the 2 goes, he's in phenomenal shape. And it does. He's playing the blue ball. He'll just try and bounce right about where he is again, off the rail.
Let's take a look at the previous shot from Tony.
Watch this shot. This is one for the books. Look, over a ball, length of the table. Look at this. And hits it perfect. That's unbelievable there.
That's
I mean, what a great shot that was.
No doubt about that one.
Right, that'll be a very satisfying out if he can get out from here.
Oh, he's perfect. He plays the 1 on the side, the yellow ball in the side pocket. You still got to get on the 8, okay, because don't forget, he did miss the 8 before. See, I would have played off of the 1 as the last ball. See where the 1 is? Get somewhere in that area for the 8 in the corner. You follow me? Now he's going to have to play the 5-1 rail, but obviously he wants to try and float somewhere over here, not here, for the 8 to have a good shot on the 8. And this could get away from him.
So he's got to hit this with a little right?
About mid-right.
He's looking good.
He's
whoa. It's curving. I told you, the whole table is curving this direction for some reason. It is, a little, because I noticed that.
That wasn't the shot that Tony probably wanted.
Yeah, he would rather have been more over here, but I think this one he'll make, unless he's got to use a bridge.
He's got a ways to go. We've got a
Now
ways to reach.
we will have to tell the technicians that set the table up, because it is leaning a hair, and I noticed that today, because the last ball, remember I shot the 15?
So here's out of the bat cave, Mike.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Now he misses this, he
Tony's
might as well,
bridge.
you know, slit his wrist. That's what I would do. This is a
He's
huge.
got to shoot it with the bridge too.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is a
No, it's not that. It's not. It's easier than the other one he missed, but it's not a hanger. He made it. He made it. Yeah, he made a great shot. Yeah.
The hill.
So he's on the hill now.
Let's take a look in a moment. And Tony Robles' bridge shot, and another win.
Yeah. You see he's shooting the bridge, makes a great shot here. Perfect speed. Look, that didn't have to go in by no
Now,
means.
Mike, a lot of guys don't like the bridge. They like to use that big Q extension thing where you stick it on the end. What do you think about that?
I'm old school. I use the bridge. I'm good with a bridge. You know, a lot of the snooker players, they're fantastic with a bridge. So it depends on, you know, what you're used to.
I know Johnny Archer likes to use that Q extension.
There it is.
14-11.
That is not a happy sight for Karl Boys. Now, I got to tell you, if Tony Robles has been practicing, you know, that stroke before the break 30 or 35 times.
Oh, this one might be.
This might be 75. We may they close at midnight.
Maybe
here,
that's
by the
part
way.
of his strategy to wear Karl out.
Maybe. You know. When I used to play, guys, I'll tell you something. I used to play like on a fast player, Earl Strickland. I always slowed my game down, and when I played a slow player, I speeded my game up, and I could play any way. Most guys just play one style, and I would mess with their heads and throw their game off. You know.
Yeah, it's countdown to the break.
That's 28, 32, 56. No. I think if he just hits him solid, not as hard, he'll make a ball. That's exactly what he did last time.
He's got to see 15 now in his head.
Well, he made a great run out, so I think he's very confident now. He hit him pretty good.
But,
wow, that ball.
Nothing.
Yeah, but there's problems because we have, again, congestion areas over here. For some reason, the table has been doing that a lot. In the beginning, we didn't see that. Plus, you got this area. I mean, there's a lot of congestion, this rack, so. Actually, here's my prediction. Boys runs maybe something and probably makes a mistake and gives Tony the easy run out because this is one of those games whoever shoots first normally loses. That's all I can tell you. Because the odds of running out solids or stripes here is tough to say the least.
And no margin of error for Karl.
There's too many places you got to get to make a ball. You know what I mean? It's just very tough. He's a big underdog. His best strategy here would just be miss and let Tony try and run out. It's, you know what they call this? They call it digging a grave. It's like you got one foot and you start trying to run out.
Right.
You know, but you got to get on 4 balls that are just unbelievable, and it's just tough to do. I've been there a million times.
You know, the first rule of holes, if you're in one, stop digging. But Karl Boys still has a shot, to say the least.
So he picks solids.
He picks solids. Look, he's got to deal. Let me show you what he's got to deal with. He's got to deal with this area over here. He's got to deal with this ball. This one only goes in the corner, that solid ball.
Are you surprised that he picked solids, or
No, not at all.
neither one of them is a good option?
No, neither one is. And the more you make, the more that you've got the foot in the grave. I don't even see what he's going to shoot now. I mean, what's he playing here? Oh, he's playing this. Look how tough this is. This is not easy. He may miss this.
It's a very tough shot.
Yeah, but he might miss this. Watch. If he does, no, he made it. Now he hits that ball. Now he's really digging.
Where's he going next, Mike?
I have no idea.
He's got to cut the 5 in.
He doesn't have a shot.
The only thing he's got is this ball.
Yeah.
In this corner.
That's it. I mean, he's got.
Rogan continuing to impress with the finger technique on the telestrator.
You're trying to take my job now. No, that is not Mike Siegel, by the way, doing that.
Mike Siegel's much more accurate.
Yeah, I'm like an inch off here.
Joe, this is cheaper than text messaging. If you want to send someone a message, they could just log on right now.
Can I get a little hi, Mom?
Yeah. Let's see what he's going to. I guess, no, I think he's playing safe. Yeah, he is playing safe.
Oh,
this is going to be a long game here, baby.
Oh.
Long game here. Yeah, sure.
Mike Siegel calling those dinner reservations.
Yeah, let's call up again. Let's call up again.
Tony Robles, just one game away from a.
Oh boy! All right, get the time clock out now. Now
it's a.
This is going to be death.
It's Lambeau Field, minus 20 degrees. Now this is a defensive battle.
This is like the 45. You ever seen a game goes 45 minutes? Now you're going to see it.
A one pocket game.
This is a one hole.
I can't watch one pocket. I have too much ADD. I appreciate the skill level, but I can't watch it. Straight pool's hard enough to watch.
Except when Siegel's winning.
Well, straight pool is beautiful to watch when a guy's on a nice run, but one pocket, no one's ever on a nice run. It's always bunting.
Oh, I run 8 and out. I run 8 and out a lot.
Every now and then.
What do you mean every now and every game? That's my best suit.
How often do you play one pocket?
I used to play a lot of it years ago, but not too much anymore.
Well, it's tough to get gambling action any other way, right? It's one pocket is much easier to get action.
Yeah, I quit gambling. Well, see, I went the other route. I said, I'll just dress nice and try and get endorsements. I was the one that kind of opened the door up years ago for that style, so I didn't gamble. I mean, I went on the road for 7-8 years. Lost twice.
I will never understand why there's anything wrong with gambling.
Oh, look at this. Look where the 8 is. Is that the 8 up there stuck?
Yeah.
Oh, man, they better, let's play a new game. Can you do that? Can you just like you do in blackjack when you get 15, the dealer's got an ace up, you go, I surrender.
That's death.
Oh man.
What do you do with that?
Well, actually, he can play this ball off the 8. See, Tony Robles can actually run the table from here if he plays the 11. Watch, he can actually play this ball, kiss the 8, and go on the side, and it's a big pocket. If he elects to do that, and that opens the door up, and he may be able to run the table.
That's an interesting shot.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that shot doesn't lay that bad. It's tough to miss. He may make it clean or overcut it.
So you purposely decided to stop gambling to try to get more endorsements?
And I did, yeah, and I did for years. Yeah, I didn't think the image was good for the gambling, so. And I hardly ever lost. I mean, I went on the road for, like I said, from when I was about 17, 18 till I was about 24. Lost twice.
Ever?
Ever. Yeah, I remember I lost to David Howard and Joe Salazar. The only 2 times I ever lost on the road.
Wow.
Just 2 different guys.
That's pretty sporty.
No, you're talking about hustling here.
Well, it was like a tough game.
I
played Joe Salazar on a bar table with the big cue ball. I wasn't used to it, and I just didn't know what I was doing, and I lost there. And then David Howard.
Whoa! What?
Wow! Look at that shot.
Look at that.
Take that
one
out.
That was over our head there. Look, he may be able to make that.
That was wild. I've never thought there's anything wrong with gambling as long as it's done with respect and you play by the rules. And
I never gambled. See, when I played, I never lost. That's like if you want. You know what I used to tell guys? I go, if you want to gamble, go to Vegas. I go when I play, I don't gamble. I win.
You're betting.
Here's the last shot, guys. Tony Robles.
Let's see this shot. He tries to break all the balls up in one shot. See there?
That is wild. He came so close to scratching.
But see the balls in the upper right where the 9 and the other ball is? He also tried to hit those too, so he still has a good chance though.
We're going to go right through it back if Robles wins, and then she'll throw it back to you and just close it up.
So what is he going to do here? Try to bank this?
I guess he's banking this, yeah. I mean, both players still have a tough out, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, well, if he banks it, he leaves nothing, right? Well, he leaves the 6.
I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this shot. What a great shot there.
Wow.
Wow, boy, he's coming up with some shots now. He had to do that for position, see, and that's exactly what he did.
Wow.
He said he's running out of options. Well, the 9, these balls right here, this is where the problem is, okay? He's just got blockage there.
Yeah, what can he do there?
Well,
if he could float behind the 9.
He got unlucky, he got straight on this ball. See this ball right here, this one here? He got unlucky that he doesn't have an angle to actually break those out some kind of way. Or draw back. Oh, he's
Oh,
playing safe again.
Oh.
Actually, that's not a bad move. I don't know if Boyles can get out from there or not.
Well, he's on the hill. He doesn't want to make any mistakes here.
Boyles might be able to get out from here if the 3 goes by. See, it's hard to tell. Does the red ball go by? He's shooting at something. 4 ball in the corner. If the 3 goes, he can win the game.
Does it go?
I don't know. Well, he played that ball. If the red ball goes by the right here, if this ball over here goes in the corner, then he can run out. It's as simple as that. I don't know if it goes or not. I mean, he could win the game. He's still got to make good shots. You got that ball. See, we got a close-up. I don't know if it goes or not. Hard to tell from here.
And if it kisses off the back, that's okay, right?
That's okay, yeah. You don't have to call any kind of a kiss or anything.
Well, he could play a 1 rail, right? Can he play it off the rail?
I don't think. I don't know. He could hang it though. See, if he hangs it, and then Tony Robles can't make the stripes in that pocket. It's very close. I can tell by. Plus, he's got to deal with this ball too. This one over here.
Right.
I mean, that's also a very tough shot, right by the point.
Well, it looks like he's got to shoot that first anyway, because it doesn't look like he can get to the 3 right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. See, yeah, he's going to play. A 3 does go from here. We can see it goes.
Okay, so he's got to play the 2 first.
He makes a great shot there.
Did he get snookered? Oh, he's 6 ball.
But you know what? He could cut it in very slowly right now. See, it'll go from here. It'll go.
It looks like he's playing it 1 rail.
Yeah,
he's playing it off the back of the 8 or the 10.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll go on this table. See, those shots on the IPT table, because the pocket's 4.5 inch, those shots don't go. Of course, prove me wrong here.
Well, how about that 10 ball that you sliced in?
That I couldn't believe went in.
That was pretty sporty.
Then the 7 in the corner, like a rack or 2 later, I had to cut the 7 in. I couldn't believe both of those.
You made that great break shot, and that's all you had.
Yeah.
But that was it. He played it.
Oh, look at that lucky. Oh, my goodness. If he hits the other side of the 11, he's dead. Look at the lucky kiss he got there. See, that was unbelievable. Of course,
this
it ain't
is a
over.
funky stroke shot, right? This is what you were talking about before, that he's not that good at moving the ball around the table.
Well,
and now he's got to get that 7, get around for the 6 in the opposite.
No, he's going to hit it with that English. Look at this. Look at the shot this guy's shooting.
A big long shot.
Now, yeah, and for a snooker player, this is an easy shot normally. For a pool player, this wouldn't go, and under these circumstances. Look at this boy. He's shooting an awful tough shot here.
He's going to smack it off the rail, too, it looks like. Bang.
Look at that. See what I mean? Those shots to a snooker player look like a hanger. Because they're, even this. I mean, I'm telling you, these shots here, you don't have to make them. And they make them like they're nothing.
Karl Boys.
Don't count the kid out.
How do you like those 2 shots, huh?
Karl Boys is not conceding anything here by any stretch of the imagination. He has come back, still trails.
My prediction was right, 15 to 12, 13 or 14.
All right, what's your prediction now? Does he
know.
break and not make a ball and Tony runs out?
I don't see, he's got to win 3 in a row, so that's not an easy task. He's not making balls in the break.
Yeah. By the way, the middle guy is Rogan, and it's his finger that's doing some really good stuff here.
I'm telestrating, baby.
You're telestrating. Look at that.
Pretty good,
He's
right?
doing it. Yeah, that's not me, folks. So don't blame me for the telestrator.
So Karl
Boys,
Boys,
take credit for my artwork.
What's going through Robles' head now? You've been in this situation, Mike, endless times.
Well, I mean, he's waiting for an opportunity. He's hoping he gets a good shot. I mean, that rack, no one could run out. We had this. I mean, they went back 2 or 3 times. That was just one of those racks that no one could win. It just turns out that.
Oh, right in the side.
Oh, now Tony's got his chance, and the balls are all wide open. Look.
And another one went.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, well, here it is. If he doesn't run out from here, he might as well, he's got cue ball in hand. He's got his choice of balls, and they're all open.
This is the game he has to win.
This is. It should be over. I mean, if he wants to, create his own destiny, he runs out with ball in hand. I mean,
what would you take here? Would you take stripes because of the 10 and the 9?
Let's
see. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
Well, usually, I would pick more balls on the table. I mean, realistically, I don't know if it matters. I mean, it's hard for me to tell. The solids look easy, too. You know what I mean? Well, the stripes maybe, only because of the 2 to the 7. See these balls? This ball to this ball. I think the stripes may be a little better. But I don't know. I mean...
He's not sure himself. What would you do, Joe?
Well, the 13, so you got this ball here. This ball here is a little tricky. I mean, he's supposed to get out. Let's be realistic. He can play, once he gets on this ball for the stripes in this corner, that opens the door to that shot. These both go in there. I mean, yeah. I would play the 9 and go on the in between, see where the 2 is, drift over there. I get everything away from the 8, then go up here and just come back down for the 8. That's what I would do. I'd play the 9 now and drift. He's got to go for that ball here. He's got to go for this ball. Okay, so he's going to play the 9 in here, and then the cue ball's got to go either hit this ball or something, or drift in between, and then the game should be over. I mean, if he doesn't get paralyzed. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. You know, sometimes your mind doesn't work. I've been there. You know, I know exactly what's going through his mind.
Do you have a routine that you calm yourself down when you're under a tremendous amount of pressure?
Take a breath. I mean, I'll take a deep breath. That kind of relaxes me. But you know what it is? This is the difference. I feel jittery. I feel nervous. I feel this, that, but they all go in. See, that's the difference. I feel, sure, my heart's going. I feel nervous, but I love that feeling. And I perform. I've done it so many times. Some guys can't take the pressure. When they feel that, they just collapse.
Right.
Where I've been very fortunate.
Now, when you were playing and you weren't playing your best, when you were getting too stressed out, what was the difference?
Well, I really, I didn't have the desire, number one, but number two, I found something in my stroke that I can't believe I did for years.
What was that? Because you were talking about that earlier.
My elbow was not over my arm. It was closer to my body, and when I stroked, my cue looked like a banana. Like when I'd follow through on a straight shot, my tip wouldn't be aiming at the pocket. It would be aiming to the right or left of the pocket, normally to the right.
Huh.
So what I did was I took my elbow and I kicked it out a hair, and all of a sudden now when I follow through, my tip, I can extend 2 feet, and my tip is aiming right at the pocket where the ball's going on a straight shot. And all of a sudden I'm hitting everything, I'm following through.
So there was just a weird flaw in your, look at this. Ooh.
It was a minor flaw in my mechanics that
Where did it come from? Do you have no idea?
I have no idea. Maybe I laid off, and maybe it just
from not playing for so long?
Yeah, when you're playing a lot, it's like a golf swing. When you just start playing golf in the springtime, and let's say you don't play golf that much, you're worried about your swing, where the club's going, this, that, and the other thing. When you're playing a lot of golf, all you do is say, well, I'm going to go down the right side of the fairway and hit.
Tony Robles' mechanics
are looking
seamless
very good.
Now.
Well, he's got to get,
oh, boy, I didn't like this. He should have got on the rail, because there's a shot you can miss very easy.
What's his next shot, Mike?
He's got to slide it in very easy. He's going to play this ball in here, but he's got to hit it very easy, and this is where the nerves come in.
It's a tough shot.
Yeah, very tough to kill the cue ball with the nerves.
So he's got to hit it low and just drag it, right?
Yep. And he made it.
He made
Perfect.
it.
Nice. Beautiful. That's it.
He made that shot look easy, but let me tell you something. When you're like this.
Mike Siegel thinking about dinner right now.
Dinner, baby. Yeah, Tony. Go, baby.
By the way, Rebecca Grant's waiting to speak.
Hey.
Tony Robles.
Tony Robles, the winner in a very, very tough match.
Yeah.
And here is Rebecca Grant with Tony.
Congratulations, Tony. How you feeling?
I feel wonderful. I mean, it's such an honor to come here and play such a great player like Karl. Karl, is tough action.
I mean, you heard about this late notice. You flew across the country, 3-hour time difference. How did you overcome all these odds?
Well, I've been playing a lot more lately, ever since I started, like I said earlier, my new Predator 9-ball tour. So I've been playing just about every single week, playing against Mika, Thorsten, so that helps you keep on top of your game as well.
So I'm no pool player, but I have to say, I mean, on your break, there was a lot of strokes there. I mean, what's going on there? What's going through your head?
I just have to wait until I set up my right foot in a certain way, and I just refuse to break until it feels right.
All right, well, it felt
but
right.
it works, though.
It did. It worked.
Works.
All right,
so.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Karl? Hi, Karl. How you feeling?
Not too good, really. I play like an absolute dickhead, to be honest. Like.
Well, yesterday you weren't real familiar with Tony's game, and obviously now you are. What do you have to say about it?
I don't think any of us played particularly well, to be honest. I think the patterns were all over. We both, well, I didn't break well at all. He broke well in stages, really, but I just thought it was a bad match, to be honest.
Were you surprised you didn't have more break-in runs?
Not really. I just wasn't hitting the ball well, and near the middle of the match, like towards the end, the table was just throwing me like it just like my head went with the table.
So what do you think happened tonight?
Just played shit, to be honest. Like.
Oh, it's the internet. That's okay.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, you have a safe flight back. What's next for you?
Have a few beers tonight and then just see what happens. Really.
Another trip down Rodeo Drive?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
Cheers.
Well, cheers. Back up to you guys.
All right, Karl Boys will have a few beers tonight.
Yeah. Long flight for that gentleman.
A long flight, and it will drown a couple of sorrows. But of course, Tony Robles coming through under tough conditions, Mike.
Yeah.
With a great win for him.
Yeah, and plus, both guys, as you explained, flying in, last minute notice. Guy came all the way from Europe. It's going to be a long plane ride going back there. But, it's a lot of pressure. You're playing on live television. They both want to win. And you saw the drama of, some nerves. And I think it was a good match. I think the break is really Karl's downfall. I really believe that in this particular match.
Well, there could only be in two matches two winners. One is to my right, Mike Siegel, who won the straight pool match in a tough one against John Schmidt, and of course Tony Robles from New York defeating Karl Boys of the UK. And we saw the shot making and the drama and the artistry and the endurance, Joe, that it takes to win one of these things.
A lot of endurance, especially for Karl Boys. I mean, it's 8 hours ahead for him. It's 7 in the morning right now for that guy.
We've been watching pool now for about 6 hours.
It's been a long day.
And they've been playing it for about 6 hours. And Joe Rogan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck
I had a
with
good time.
good luck with your pool game, and maybe you'll slip Siegel $50 and learn a little more.
Yeah,
at the
$50.
No,
$50. He sneezes on you for $50.
I sneeze for that price. Yeah.
He's an expensive lad, no question about it. Mike Siegel, we'll see you on the next one. And once again, it is internationalpooltour.com for the best in online live pool. But go to the website often with updates and video content and all sorts of good stuff. If you're intrigued and compelled by pool, internationalpooltour.com is the place to be. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next webcast right here.